got done.
It's Dan the Lost Boy.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Espresso Shot.
Stop, drop. It's time for a special shot. Knock. Brew it up and get it hot. Top it, notch. Keep talking till the kettle pop. Stop it. Alpha, we gon' set it off. Brew me up a double shot. Espresso shot is on the clock. Twitter spaces every day. Daddy play, you better not. Conversations everywhere. Get on stage and never stop. Learn a little, laugh a little, meditate, so get on top. Web3, NFT. Heard invest, don't buy the spot. Protect your neck, don't get wrecked. Bet, first connect the dots. Price action, we not acting. Espresso shot. Get working, we networking. Espresso shot. Hot one with shotgun. Espresso shot. The host with the most. Sounds about to give it all he's got. Stop it, drop. It's time for espresso shot. Knock. Brew it up and get it hot. Top it, notch. We talking till the kettle pop. Stop it. Alpha, we gon' set it off. Brew me up a double shot. Espresso shot is on the clock. Twitter spaces every day. Daddy play, you better not. Conversations everywhere. Get on stage and never stop. Learn a little, laugh a little, meditate, so get on top. Press play every day. Follow to the chopper spot. I'm with my friends, transforming like the auto bottle. Bottom to the top, we gon' spread it like a lot of sauce. Candles, red wicks, underneath the sky to pop. Price action, we not acting. Espresso shot. Get working, we networking. Espresso shot. Hot one with shotgun. Espresso shot. The host with the most. Songs are dropping that espresso shot.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Espresso Shot, your favorite late morning show on the East Coast. We take it into the afternoon with a little bit of love, laughter, hopefully some education, a little bit here and there. Hopefully not tears of sadness, but tears of fucking joy. If you do have tears of sadness, you might need to see a therapist or three, not two, three, because you got to skip over cheer at that point. But anyway, go ahead, retweet the room. Let's get this going. We are on a fucking time schedule today. I'm wearing a tank top on stream. Don't ask me why. I just decided today's the day to wear a stay thick tank top. Yes, I made the tank top. My wife designed it. That's how this goes. I get to wear what I want in the comfort of my own home. But today, I got Shotgun. I got Rose. She's coming on stream soon. I got Ziana on stream already. It's 4th of July. Oh, I almost forgot. Happy 4th of July to anyone who is celebrating going out looking at fireworks without knowing what to do besides take pictures that you're never going to use to send and not send to anyone, or take videos that you're definitely ever not going to ever show anyone ever again because everyone around you has already seen fireworks. But that's okay. It's a happy day today because everyone gets off, at least for the most part. But before I keep stuttering on, Shotgun, how you doing?
Yo, GM, everybody. I'm doing all right. Damn, like I really didn't expect to see such thickness using a tank top. Like I think I've never seen.
You know when Shotgun's stuttering, he really doesn't know. He really doesn't know. That's new. That's new.
But I'm just shocked. But I'm happy to have them here today. Happy to have Rose. Definitely not happy to have you again, because we already have you again anyway, so fuck that. But if you're here for the first time, this is the Espresso Shot. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, all the way to 1 p.m. I woke up like early today, so I'm already like 6 espressos deep. So we're about to have a good one. For those of you that are in the Espresso Shot chat, you know that I chose violence. I was calling out Sansa ever since early because he GMs on the timeline before than GMing on the group chat. So I'm just trying to make right for my people. But let me check in with damn. GM.
Did you just rug checking in with them? That's crazy.
He just rug. Yeah, that's correct. That's why.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll take it away. Damn! How you doing, baby? What's going on? How we living? How we bobbing?
We are doing great. It's day 24 of working with no breaks. but nothing better than an espresso shot to keep me pushing through. Definitely loving all of the love that I'm getting from the core Azuki community, but also here to answer the tough questions, and to rebuild with the people that want to stick around and build. So it's one of those days where like you're very focused, you're very excited. It feels like game day every day. And this is a really good space to be in. So Sansa, I just got to give it up to you and Shotgun for like continuing to host and continue to connect the community. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it indeed. It has been 1 week since this all unfolded. 1 week. We had gone back a week ago from this very moment. We would be me, Shotgun, and Whale all live on stream, minting the elementals for everyone to see. Just FYI. So that's literally 1 week. But anyway, so that being said, I will say this: everything that's unfolded, everything that's come, that's to the day that it is today. Dem has done a phenomenal job. The team, even Rhodes, just everyone has done a really good job in terms of answering questions, whether they're tough, whether they're serving them up on a platter, whatever it is. There's no questions left unasked as far as I'm concerned. We've had even Vaughn, myself, Sunway, Hunt, JPB, couple of the other OGs that we posted spaces together. We've gone through. I mean, honestly, it's almost. If I had to count each question, I would have had a hard time keeping track. Just that's how fast we were kind of going through them. That's how objective and critical we were all being a little bit as well on the inside, right? I think a lot of people think that Azuki holders have this bag bias, syndrome or whatever the fuck it's called. I think we've been pretty upfront on that. Like we're pretty clear. We're pretty clear on the situation, and it's just more that a lot of us have relatively solid conviction. For me personally, it's never wavered at this point. I think it's been pretty clear, right? We even straight from minting elementals live to talking about it the next day after that. So even on our Solana spaces, we talked about it for 30 minutes. And I was like having a hard time taking the topic back to Solana. And I think it's just because every ecosystem is curious about what's going on and why it's happening the way it is. So anyway.
Call it how it is. Azuki is a pillar in the NFT space, no matter what the chain. So it's just a matter of respect. Everybody interested.
Yeah, thanks for blowing my ears out, Shotgun. I appreciate that. This is the first time this happened.
You deserve it for all the times you blew my ear with the way you started the reports. I don't care.
You could have turned out better, but that's okay. Look, we got the lawyer of the special shot with his hand up. Watch, what's good, brother? How we doing?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy birthday to America and Rose. Crazy that they share a birthday. What a
Happy
coincidence.
birthday, Rose!
Happy birthday, Rose. Wow. That is true. I hadn't noticed, but it's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then I like Sansa. You shout out the people on stage and you leave out your own producer, Chris.
Fucker.
But you give a shout out to Ziana, but not Chris.
He's right here on stream.
I'm feeling
He's right here
I
on
know, but
stream.
you
really
don't even mention
neglected.
him.
I don't even feel like I have a voice when I'm here. Okay? Thanks, son.
Crazy. Lawyers, producers, we get no love. Just random people.
You know what?
Whoa, am I?
Hold on. Shout out to them, Shotgun, Rose, Not Watch, Ziana, Chris, the motherfucking producer of the Espresso Shot. Let's fucking go! Anyway, so shout out to Chris, who is also, he has bought his first NFT that he's bought in like the last year and a half. And what was it? A fucking elemental. And you know what else he did with it? We revealed it live on stream, and we have that footage live on stream. And this, of course, this dude reveals a gold sword. Fucking beautiful. Anyway, I had to put that out there. Watch, thank you for pointing that out. Anyway, go ahead.
America, again, to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America,
By the way, Landers,
I have to call him out. This guy, he flooded the Zuki to 0 last week just so he could buy an Elemento, bro. Like, it's crazy.
I
He was
mean,
like talking crazy, and all of a
gotta-
sudden he's like, Ikuzo! And all that, I'm like,
you got to give it to him. You got to give him. He played the long game. Been funding it forever, and now he's like, I love the garden. I am the garden. Anyway, I apologize for anyone that had the years. Or I did not expect to be this excited, but then again, I am chugging coffee for the last hour or two. So that being said, shout out to Dub. Welcome to the garden, motherfucker. Ice.
Thanks for the entry, paper hands.
God damn it. All right, look, Ice, I'm going to throw it to you, and then we're going to bring it back to Dem. And I also want to let anyone know, if you have a question about anything that's happened, if you have a question for Dem in general, you want to hit him with our hardcore question, go ahead. Just for a little bit of awareness and full disclosure and just full context, Dem has been guest co-hosting every Tuesday. The only exception is last Tuesday when the mint was literally happening during our spaces, which Dem and I did not realize. Well, I definitely didn't realize. Dem probably just didn't realize it. When we talked about, the Friday before, like, hey, you good? Because Tuesday, like, yeah, it should be.
I wasn't gonna tell you. No, I got this very urgent thing. I wasn't gonna give you the alpha. That was pretty close. Though.
Little did I know how close I was to just taking that alpha. So close to the deadline. But Ice, go ahead, my man. You got your hand up. Full disclosure, Ice bought an Elemental, and then he said, fuck it, I'm doubling down. And then he bought an Ochizuki the next day or two. So shout out to Ice. What's up, brother? How we doing?
Yo, what's up, Sansa? Good morning, everybody. Happy birthday to Murica. Happy birthday to Rose. Thanks for having me up here, man. Sansa, Shotgun, Dem, appreciate all of you. And shouts to all the speakers on the panel today, and much love to all the audience members tuning in. This is the best morning show in all of Web3. I know you kind of downplayed it earlier, Sansa, but I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate that for you. This is the best morning show of all of Web3, all right? And if you're here, you're already winning. It's the 4th of July. Oh, shit. Vibes are up, floor prices up, energy is up. That's why we all love this show, man. I'm not going to take too long, but I just want to ask you, Sansa, you've been extremely pumped all week, all day, all night. What are you currently working on that's got you this excited?
I'm just drinking espresso. I'm calling it out.
No, I've been a little bit, Chris and I and the team and Shotgun, obviously, we've all been on a few calls here and there, just kind of like in and out, working on things here and there, kind of like trying to work on a couple different things at once. Cause when you've been a show for this long, right, 9 months and counting, and you've been consistent for this long, and you don't want to be the type of people that, we're not looking for exit liquidity. We're looking for long-term business plan kind of idea. We have an LLC that we've officially put behind the show. And on top, so now the idea is like, okay, now that we have this, what can we do with it? And the call that we had yesterday, kind of for me was a little bit of a breakthrough moment that allows us to have more control without sweating over what's happening in the market. And at the same time, allows us to tap into you, the community, a little bit more in the sense of this is what we can offer you. If this gets you excited, this is what we're looking for. And no, it's not an NFT project. Fuck that. We are not doing that.
No,
but it got me excited more so for the idea of how self-sustaining it can be for us, and whether or not the market is down or not, it won't matter to us, and we'll still be able to continue on doing the show without being under the control of, say, a VC or someone else or whoever else. Not to say that it won't be hard, but it'll be the start of something where we can really take this to, like, we're already trying to take it to the next level. This would help us take it to a ton of levels above that. And on top of that, allow us to go multi-platform in the best way possible. So I don't want to disclose too much yet, but I will say this. If there is any perks that anyone here that has listened to the Espresso Shot. Whether you're here, whether you're in the Espresso Shot group chat, whether you are, just a fan of the Espresso Shot, whatever you want to call it. Let me know. And I'm not like, oh, whitelist this, whitelist that. I'm just think of outside the box a little bit. Think of if you were to pay, like when you pay for Netflix, you expect streaming movies and such in return, right? So I want you guys to think in that way. And if you don't mind, I want you to comment that in the comment section of this space. For teeing up that question for me. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you, man. I'm in the process right now of sending an application to said group chat. But no, seriously, I appreciate you for all your consistency and work and all the love and morale you bring to the garden, man. Much love. Thank you.
No, man, I appreciate you. Look, we got the golden bean up here. Probably the number one. I mean, obviously, once he got hired by the Zuki team, he got
who
bumped
made
up.
beans cool before beans were cool.
Yeah. My man got bumped up. He was the beans before beans were any beans. So shout out to A's. A's, what's up, my dude? How we doing?
Sansa, Shotgun, and Dem, how are y'all doing this fine morning?
Oh, we're doing fucking fantastic.
Riding.
I was just sipping on a venti Starbucks cup. Sponsor me, Starbucks.
Rich.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. First of all, I do want to correct you on something. I wasn't responsible for beans being so freaking awesome. It's the beans that did it, and it's the beans that continue to do it. So it's a team effort. It's a group effort. And Shotgun, Sansa, people like you guys, DNFT Plug, all of you guys, Kuro, you guys are the people that are, empowering beans to be better and to grow. And that's what I love to see. It's not just me, guys. It's a team effort. It's a group effort. It's a community effort. Love to see it. But yeah, that brings me to my second point. And I don't think it's been, discussed enough. Beans.
I love it. I really thought he was going to go the mitochondria route. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. We all know. But yeah, DNT Plug. I saw you come up mute. Go ahead. What you got?
I was just gonna say beans.
Yeah, you were.
GM to absolutely everyone. I love the vibes. I love the energy. It actually feels like espresso shot, even though I haven't drank any. So, yeah. What about beans?
There you go. I have to ask Rose. I got to call her out here. Rose, where are you at? Ziana, Chris, and I. Oh, what's going on?
I've been tearing apart my office. Okay, so I told you before the show that I have not streamed yet since moving to this house, okay? And I had everything set up, and I logged into the site, and I turned on my camera, and it was like, no signal. And I looked at my camera, I was like, oh, it's plugged in. Oh, fuck, my HDMI cable. Where is it? And I've been tearing apart my entire house because we're not fully unpacked yet, trying to find this goddamn HDMI cable that goes from my camera to my computer. I don't know where it is. It's literally every other piece in place except the stupid cable, and I cannot find it.
You're looking for one HDMI cable? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a mini HDMI cable that goes into the camera, and then the HDMI, like the bigger HDMI end that goes into my computer. That's all I need. I don't know what it is. I've ripped apart 5 camera bags, 15 boxes. I have no idea where the fuck this cable is.
I think the spiders took it. The spiders, they didn't want you to leave. They said, fuck this. We're taking this HDMI cable. Rose, you're not going anywhere. And you still left.
I think you're right. They're holding it hostage.
Okay. Well, worst case scenario, Rose will definitely be on stream next week. It's her and I have been talking about, because we've just been trying to get, a little bit more streaming going. Chris and I have been teasing doing more streams even during the Espresso Shot. It's just a little challenging because not everyone will join. So we want to try to get as many people on these streams.
Dude, and you know how excited I put makeup on this morning. Okay. Before I made my coffee, I put makeup on. I'm fully intent on being there. It's just that this cable is just
it's a damn cable.
Rose, your effort was significantly more than mine. I'm sitting with like my hair half wet from the shower,
and glasses. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a backwards baseball cap on. I didn't try it that hard. I just didn't want you to see like all of my pimples from my dry skin from Vegas, you know?
Hey, yo, but truth be told, you're all winning because Sun is on a tank top, spreading thickness to the world, and y'all are looking amazing. So just wanted to drop that out.
That's right. That's right. It's also really more so I just want to show off all my tattoos, honestly, at this point. Anyway, look. That's besides the point. Dem. I know we got two hands. I'm going to go to them. I know it's a little bit of tight time restriction, but, you know, we kind of been bullshitting a little bit, and I do apologize. So anyone who has any questions, plug them in the comments. If you're listening, you can't make it up on stage for whatever reason. We'll ask Dem it. We have no problem asking Dem that. Dem and I ask each other hard-hitting questions on personal calls, so it is nothing new here. So, which ironically we do have one later today. So, but anyway, look, watch. Well, first, Dem, you've been going through this whole thing for a week now, right? I mean, how are you? I know I've asked you this personally in the DMs. I know that some OG members have been asking, but like, you know, how are you, really?
I'm great. I'm very energized by the challenge ahead. And I want to thank everyone that has taken a minute to sort of drop a personal note and check in on me or check in on my team. It's definitely a job that I love doing and that I'm privileged to do. But in a situation like what we had this last week, it's a job in which, you know, we are taking in a lot of negative feedback. We are taking in a lot of negative sentiment. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're human beings. Like the mods in our team are human beings. And the fact that people are so kind in the community that they would reach out and just be like, hey, on a personal level, how are you? That's huge. But at the same time, I think, you know, you have to understand that strangely enough, this job gives me so much purpose, like, and it gives my team so much purpose. And that's infinite fuel. When you're building meaningful things for people that care, that are passionate, it almost feels like you're not tired at the end of the day. It almost feels like you get infinite energy to keep doing it because you care for the individual, you care for the team, you care for the artists, you care for the brand that's being built, you care for the friendships that you've made. It's corny as hell, but it's kind of undeniable. And the two sides of that coin are that, you know, when things go well, everybody's very passionate, very positive, and very energetic. And when things don't go as expected, everybody can turn quite negative. And that's natural. You know, I've been encouraging everyone to feel their feels. Like if they have something negative to say, if they have criticism, if they have feedback, I have 24 one-on-one slots every week of office hours. So that's 24 individual calls. And my DMs are always open. And people have been bringing in their feedback and you know, they'd be bringing in like what they think should have gone better, what they think should have been different. And at the end of the day, like, you know, if you posted something negative about Azuki, if you felt like we did something wrong, I completely support you. And like, I think I really value your opinion and your feelings are valid. And I think a lot of people that have left the community, I've been saying goodbye to them with like, you know, truly gratefulness in my heart, like really grateful for all the time that they put into the community and, you know, really understanding that, you know, they need to leave for whatever reasons that they need to leave. So to answer the question as succinctly as possible, I'm very energized and so is the whole team. And we're very confident in our ability to move forward with our vision, with our art, with our technology, while at the same time being aware that, you know, there's been a lot of negativity and there's been a lot of like negative sentiment to some of our actions. And honestly, as we've said in spaces, we fucked up. We fucked up a couple of things. And, you know, we've been very upfront about this and apologizing. I am very excited about all the new elementals joining. Like every new person that's like, I just joined the garden. Look at my new elemental. I just revealed this. I love the animals. I love this sword. I love this fire domain. Like every, you know, fire domain's the best. Like that excitement is being mixed in with that sense of like, we need to do better in the future. And it's all being combined into a very powerful sort of underdog mentality that has always driven this team to do better, to have a higher bar, to like really execute better. So yeah, I think it's a mix of emotions, but overall the team is really, really confident on our ability to move forward and like the technology and the art that we have and in the community that we have and the way that they've pulled together. I mean, so many of you have been on spaces just talking about this or tweeting about this or DMs. And like I've talked to so many people one-on-one. There's such a strong core of support for Azuki that, you know, this is not the moment to stop. This is not the moment to take our foot off the gas. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. And like I said in my tweet, just we're going to do it again and again and again and again and again. And at some point, people will be like, oh, yeah, it was obvious that they were going to come back. The comeback was obvious, but it's just, it's just what we do. We work hard, we work hard, we work hard, and we work hard for this community. So I'm in a fighting spirit. I'm in a fighting mood, and I'm very grateful for everyone that's showing support and that's showing love.
I love you, Dem. I love you. That's all I have to say back to that. It's interesting to me because I know you said, we fucked up, but like Chris literally was like, I don't understand like how they fuck up. Like, and I think you still like, you have certain different perspectives happening, and you just, like you said, a lot of people are kind of defaulting to the negativity, toxic side of things a little bit. And that's okay. They can feel their feelings and what.
Well, let me, not to interrupt you, but let me go into what I think was some of the miscalculation, right? Whenever you're doing something new, whenever you're building a new product, you have certain hypotheses about the market, what the market wants, what people want in the community, what their expectations are. And so, in the timing and in the cadence of communications, we were making certain assumptions about what people wanted and what we wanted and what the community understood about our intentions and what our actual intentions were, right? And so where we fucked up, for example, is in trying to understand what the demand was going to be for the mint, like how heavily phase number 1 was going to be demanded, because we looked at the numbers before we announced the mint phase and what liquidity there was in the space and who could mint. And then we increase that by a buffer, and then we double increase that by a buffer, and then we triple increase that by a buffer of a buffer of a buffer. And we said, okay, this is insane. I mean, we're expecting like, X hundred the demand that there actually is. Like, that's enough of a buffer, right? And there was more than that. So that's a fuck up. It's just underestimating the demand that there's going to be for something, even after putting in multiple buffers. And we also thought that, and we assumed that we would have a longer schedule in which to explain to our OGs how they're at the center of our ecosystem. We thought that the art was going to be understood for what it was, an expansion of the garden, that people were going to value provenance in the blockchain over visual identification at first, even though a lot of people are now saying, like, I can totally visually see the difference between elementals and Azuki. At first sight, like, it was a shock, right? And so the estimation was that like we would have in an extended period of time to show through collector status, to show through like other actions how OGs are at the center of our ecosystem. Because in our head, like, you have the whole plan in your head, and so you execute the first step of the plan, and it's easy to assume that everybody sees where you're going. But the Azuki brand is all about surprise and delight, and that can work really, really well when it works really, really well, right? Like when Saga comes on the screen and says, check your wallets, and nobody quite expected it, like, that's exciting. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. It's risky. And the risk that you run is the risk that we run into, which is the collection of elementals was not fully understood at the moment it came out. There were also outside market factors, but it was not fully understood at the time that it came out. It was so mysterious, and it was so, like, we were so focused on having this big sort of moment that we hadn't fully explained all the goals behind it and all the work that went into the art and the explanation for why the art is the way it is. And so expectations for a lot of the community were different from what they got. And that's why I say that, like, that's what I mean by fuck up. And I think it, it's a credit to how intelligent people in the community are, that now that there's more information, now that the art is fully there, now that people understand, like, sort of the type of team that we are and how we do things, and also that they heard from us that we're going to change some of the things that led us to the situation. It's a credit to the community that they're able to say, well, now I'm confident, like, I have conviction, or my conviction never wavered. But I also understand people that saw the collection at first sight and were like, well, this is not what I was expecting, because there wasn't a lot of information. And so, yeah, I think it's just the cadence of communication and like the sequencing of the communication, like what was communicated first and what was communicated afterwards. But all of these are just things that are done with the best intention in mind. Like, the whole goal of Elementals was by airdropping one to every single OG to really reward our long-term collectors and do it in a very straightforward way. Like, you love Azuki art, here's some Azuki art that the market is really going to love. So that's my short but very long explanation of what
it's okay. It's okay. I never thought I needed a Dem monologue until today. We need more Dem monologues.
Sorry, monologues are needed. Not yours though.
Yeah. Okay, Shotgun. Literally no one asked you. Literally no one.
No more monologues from me.
Yeah.
No, let the
look. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 hands up, and we're already 30 minutes in. So let's get to the hands, shall we? Let's go ahead and start with Waj, and then we'll work our way to the other speakers. Waj, what you got, man?
Hey, what's up? I guess I had one question and thought of another one while Dem was monologuing there. First one, more simple, just like with the green beans, and I know there's some mention of it in the Discord. If you had bought like I guess an OG, the ones that get them later on after that drop, is there going to be a mechanic to still get a green bean, or is that time passed? And then my second question, more of a deeper one, I guess, is with you and the team and the sentiment of like everything that happened, do you guys feel a sense of frustration or anger or understandability or a mix of all of it when you guys have like a long-term vision and then the sentiment of this space is so short-term focused that everyone like FUDs right away, oh, the art's too close, the art's too close, and now like we're not even a week out, and now like everyone's kind of changed their mind, and you guys have spent the last week stressed, panicking, on spaces, all this, and now it's kind of just come to like what you probably thought was going to happen originally. Just how frustrating is that, I guess, is really my question for you, and be honest.
That's a great question, but I mean, I hate to disappoint. It's not frustrating. It doesn't cause a panic. It's just like an understanding of what you're working with. You're working with rocket fuel. You're working with emotional investment into identity, like online identity. You're working with so many powerful mechanics. And, if you are going into the chemistry lab and you're playing with all these really powerful, like rocket fuel chemicals, and you don't think that, when it blows up or like when it burns, you're like, oh man, I'm so frustrated. Like, this is so unfair. Like, I don't think you're being realistic about it. We got into this space, we got into Web3 because we knew there was emotional investment, because there was passion, because there was a level of involvement with the community that was not the same as Web3, as in Web2 or as in any other sort of product. Like, I quit Google because I was so bored with the products that we were launching and how bored people were with them and how non-passionate they were with them. So there's, it's a very gracious question, but at the same time, like, all the founders in this space, like, get into this thing for a reason. This closeness to the community and this passion for the product is very rewarding when it goes well, and it's punishing when it doesn't go well, but that's understood. I don't think anybody in our team put their hands up and said, oh, this is so unfair. No, it's like, we know that this is the power of Web3 and NFT collecting and the community that's been built around it. And, we want it to go well. I mean, we want the art to be well received, and we want the community to be rewarded. And we're never gonna be like, oh, that's unfair, because it's what makes this whole thing so exciting. And, I hope that comes through, because we would never be ones to complain and be like, oh, this is so unfair, we're not being treated unfairly. This is what makes this space exciting. On the green bean, the airdrop has already happened. Some Azukis were in smart contracts, lending contracts during the airdrop, and they might be able to claim it through a website interface or directly from the contract, but it is very risky. And you do this at your own risk to like try to buy an Azuki now that still has a claim available. We've had people get scammed by this. So please, unless you really know what you're doing in terms of checking the green bean contract to see if a specific ID has already received the airdrop, do not do it, because we've already seen a few people get scammed like this. The green bean airdrop has already happened. And so if you hold an Azuki and you don't have a green bean in your wallet or in your, in whatever you store your NFTs, then you should open a ticket with us. We'll help you troubleshoot. But it has already happened. So stop trying to like, unless you really, really know what you're doing, stop trying to like guess the right Azuki that still hasn't claimed.
Yeah. Could not agree more. One question, then, and this is from the comments because I feel like it's a good question to kind of like just real quick, and then we'll throw it to the hands. From Kenny.swoosh. What is the IP usage regarding toys and animated series?
In terms of you as a collector, like go to azuki.com/license and you will see that there is a very expansive commercial rights license that allows you to do a lot of things. Read it with a legal professional. Don't take any action before consulting with a legal professional. But we've designed a commercial rights license that would allow people, and you can already see that people are making their own comics. Spirit DAO is making their own manga. Like people are making their own toys and everything out of the NFTs that they collect. So yeah, azuki.com/license. But read it with a legal professional.
Yes. Waj is available to hold your hand through it all for completely free. If you're like, who's that? That's the pink Kajira that's up here that's thumbs down at me, who's supposed to be my lawyer and on my side, but constantly is trying to bring me down to zero so that I pay him more to get me out of jail. But it's fine. Shaka.
If you tell everyone my services are free, I'm going to have to charge you a lot more. So I think that was good.
No. Take it over to your Web 2 clients. They're not paying attention anyway. But look, let's throw it over to Shotgun. Shotgun, we're going to throw it over to you, and then I'm going to take it down in the hands.
Yes, sir. So real quick, just before I really wanted to touch on this with them, because I feel like in the Discord stages, not enough people ask questions regarding the beans. And right now, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of new beans on the timeline, and I'm more than happy to welcome them. But I feel like a lot of peeps actually forgot like the whole IPX deal when they start like spreading FUD and stuff around the beans. So it's really interesting to see the shift of sentiment. And I was wondering them, because these degens, they cannot wait 2 days for an announcement. Is there any time estimate at all that we can be expecting to see more developments when it comes to that particular partnership?
Yeah, we haven't stopped working on beans. We have a separate roadmap for beans from, before elementals were even conceived. That's why there's a different Twitter page. That's why there's a different Instagram page, and why there's a different set of partnerships, starting with IPX and that, that's why we decided to partner with like the biggest sort of merch cute IP builder in the world, like Line Friends. You can put it up there with Sunrio, you can put it up there with very few others. And so I think the way to understand beans is that they give us such a huge opportunity to target a different demographic in terms of mass market, but also in terms of the NFT space. It's a different price point, it's a different feeling, it's a different vibe, and you also like have a very different type of community. I feel like beans holders and beans collectors are very focused on building their own brand, like you do, Shotgun, and like a lot of you that have beans do as well. And so look, I think with timelines, it's just very important to know that we're a team of 27 people right now. Really big team. 27 people full-time, plus contractors, plus partners, plus, I think we get to up to 50 people. And there are people in the Chiro Labs team that are fully dedicated towards beans. And, this is a brand that gives us a ton of opportunity. And so I think it's just a really bad week overall in the markets. And if you look only at floor price performance, it's very easy to just kind of, get the wrong perspective of where things are going or where things are trending. For us, in terms of resource investment, in terms of time investment, we haven't stopped. We haven't gotten the foot off the gas for beans, and we're going to keep pushing. So I'm not changing my PFP out of beans. I think it's, the most exciting IP that we have within Chiro Labs personally, because I think it has the biggest mass market appeal. And I hope people stay around and build with us. And I know a lot of people have already. And if anybody has ideas or if anybody has feedback or anything, like just get on my DMs, because I'm really passionate about beans. Eric's really passionate about the beans. We got a lot of people in the team that are passionate about beans. And, I think I just want to say that we've never, like that roadmap has never changed. We're going to keep pushing on it.
So it sounds like the answer is beans. But also no,
Exactly.
Yeah, no. But in all seriousness, like I feel like Dem. I feel like people don't know this. Dem has an Azuki. He chooses not to wear that as his PFP. Like I'm not saying that as like a flex or anything. I'm saying that more of like he's not just saying it just to say it. He's literally preaching it and following through it. So just wanted to put that out there. I think a lot of Azuki members know that, but maybe the newer members don't. And so for anyone that's an elemental or an Azuki or new Azuki holder, whatever, just know that Dem also has an Azuki. He is choosing to wear beans as his PFP instead. So that should speak to the volumes of beans. But anyway, I just want to give a quick shout out to someone on stage real quick. We were up all night in Vegas talking like degenerates right after Techno Garden. Shout out to James, my man James. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. I just wanted to give you a quick shout out because at one point I went to the bathroom and came out. We sat down at a blackjack table and James looks at me and goes, "So you want to deal in?" And I looked at him like, "Oh yeah, sure." And he looks at me and goes, "Your eyes are saying you want to go to sleep." I was like, Jesus Christ, is that obvious? Wow, okay. We're getting old, baby. But yeah, so shout out to James for seeing right fucking through me on that point. But yeah, so shout out. But look, just a quick reminder, we do have some requests coming in. So for anyone that's up on stage with your hand down, I'm gonna be rotating you off. So just put your hand up. You want to stay up on stage. Obviously, some people are exempt from it. I might rotate Deanna because she's already up here on stream and could probably talk through Chris' mic anyway.
Wow, that's
She can.
disrespectful.
You know what? I love you though. I love you, but remove. Yeah, okay. We're gonna remove that. And as speaker, we're having a little bit of fun. Anyway, we got a lot of hands up. I know Dem is on a tight time restraint, so let's get through these hands. Stu, you've been waiting for a minute. And then we're going to throw it over to Kuro. Stu, what's good, brother? How we doing?
Yo, Sanzo, what's up? I'm always listening in. Today is the day. I am independent. I am at home listening in. I'm able to check in. I'm glad to hear this. And I've just watched Azuki kind of power through this opportunity. And I've very much enjoyed watching this growth and just seeing kind of them fold in and not give up on the fun, but really roll in and bring new people. And I'll say, like, even on my timeline, I'm not in Azuki, but I want to become a bean because I know I need to get into Azuki. I don't know how I'll get in it, but I need to get in the garden somehow. So that's where I'm at. I just really enjoyed it. I appreciated hearing Dem. I didn't want to take too much time. I didn't know like this was the day, but apparently this is the day. So I won't take too much more time.
I can read your lips, but I can't hear you.
I love how you said this is the day, like the day. It could be the day, but or multiple days. But no, it's always, you know what? It's always the day. If anything, it's always the day.
Yeah, I heard a little bit.
Almost sounded like a D God reference.
Say something again.
We're just gonna.
Yeah, bro. I was like,
Yeah, Sansa turned his head. He was like,
I was trying to find a way as I was talking. Like I sometimes.
Yeah, why don't you stop the monologue? And
why don't you just D nuts, baby? Let's throw it over to Kuro. Kuro, what's good?
"Oh my god,
When he throws it to you, you got to talk shit, Ziana.
Baby.
you're so disrespectful for kicking me off stage."
Vegas. I'm just driving right now, so I'm on my bullshit. I gotta go to work.
I literally want more people to be on this live stream.
Somebody
it would be
quit.
so much fun.
But you know what?
It's fun.
I'll tell you something.
Especially
I
with
love
you
it.
can
a lot
talk
of
shit while they're
conviction
talking.
plays recently.
Like,
And
nobody can
Yeah.
hear us in the space.
people that have
They
It
can
just
hear us on
reminds
stream.
me of like
understand that
Discord
you know,
BC days. Like
you
we
can't
used to
just
do this
expect
shit
the team to
for
build. We got to
hours.
build
Like,
ourselves too,
I
right?
love it so
Like,
much.
we're not
I
This fucking
investing
guy
in the company. We're
Sansa has
investing
never
in
hooked up
ourselves.
his mic to his
Whether or
computer,
not
so he can't
you
even
wanna
hear me
admit
right
it,
now.
like
That's
this is not
freaking
a
stupid.
speculator's market.
So
This is
he's
a
just
creator
hearing us talk
revolution.
shit.
And those that are
My
gonna
dogs were
support
going
the
crazy.
creator
I don't know what was
revolution are the
going on. My
ones that are
dogs
gonna
are just like
win.
super needy.
You're not
I think they can
necessarily
smell
gonna win
fireworks in the
from
air or
fucking
something.
buying a JPEG, guys.
And
But
this
you
is
will
cool too.
win through the
I can just be
connection
like,
you make through
calm
the
down,
JPEG.
calm down, Kuro, calm down. That's the fun part.
Oh, yeah, that's so nice. Kuro's a
Uh,
character, man.
I love when I've got people on stage that are just going off on Twitter, and then like one guy comes in and he does the Pump It Up song, and I can't fucking stand
Joey
it.
Vowels.
Yeah, so I mute him on, like, I kill the song because I don't want to hear it. I think that's not your brand, bro. That's just some cheesy shit. Like nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
want Joey.
I like
Fucking
Joey a
great.
lot. He just kind of like he had some like really strong emotions about the whole like Azuki stuff,
Mhm.
and it went way too far.
Yeah,
Like
it
he was just like
weird.
so bad. I was like, dude, you need to relax.
I'm
Like,
just
it's
not the most emotional dude, so when I see that, I tend to have the stupid, like, I don't know. Society has impacted me to say feeling all these emotions is bad, and I'm like a bonehead that believed them, and so I'm like,
I
oh,
just
this is me.
like it's good to feel emotions, but
Yeah,
like
it is.
I'm like it's funny because I'm reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and like the first habit is literally how to be proactive and like not reactive, which is something that I've learned to kind of do, but I'm definitely being better about it. And it's like, so I've actually been using the terminology in the book a lot more, but it's just like you are fully in control of your behavior regardless of your circumstance or what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Like you are in control of only certain things. Like, why are you so bent hell out of shape? Like bent hell out of shape. Bent out
Yeah,
of shape
I think
for that.
specifically Web3 is it's already volatile like crazy, but it's
Yeah.
with landmines everywhere. You can't be emotional. If you are a bridge burner,
Yeah.
you will burn yourself out of this space for sure.
Yeah.
So, like, I think
100%.
having emotion makes you even more susceptible to clicking a link, being socially engineered, responding wrong, ruining a situation because of a tweet. Like, you could fuck yourself in 27 different ways here, and removing emotion from a lot of it, it narrows that way down.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it's just very interesting with the whole stuff. And it's like, I understand that, like, with the whole Azuki stuff, like being, flooding and people having conversations, but it's like I was saying here in the chat, like, when I understand art is subjective, right? I get it. But it's like, why are you upset about the new art being better? Like, you're supposed to be, what did you expect for it to be fucking worse? You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm
Like, I
saying.
don't understand.
I just
And
try
then
to
it's
be
like,
practical, but I'm like, what did you think? What was gonna happen? Like it was
Well,
gonna look like the dumb secondary collection that like
yeah, and not just that, like people, were really upset about beans at first because they were like, this is nothing like Azuki. And then when they drop something like Azuki, then people get pissed off. And I'm like, I understand where you're coming from, but the OG artwork is still the OG artwork. Like, I would be honored to be holding an OG Azuki that was the first one to ever be produced on the Ethereum blockchain, where this magical freaking developer created this insane ERC20 contract. Like, yeah, you're the first of its kind. Everything else has just streamlined from it. So
yeah.
I think it just takes smart people and adults to just take a step back and like really think about the larger picture. And like I said, we as humans just tend to kind of highlight on the negative naturally, right? Like our world is just so sucked into this, and the very few people who actually say no, but like, let's look at all the things that they've executed, right? Like, they should be allowed to make mistakes. They're running a business and they've done so much good so far. Like, why are we just pressing them so heavily? Like, and they've just gotten so much shit. Like, Rose is actually like a friend, and just having conversation, and I'm just trying to be there. I'm like, hey, like, are you okay? And she's told me some things and stuff, and I'm like, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard emotionally when this is your baby, and people are absolutely acting like
18-hour days.
You guys were the worst team. Like, this is the last shot.
It's crazy.
I'm giving you. Like, what the
It's
fuck?
crazy. I don't understand it because that's why I'm here, is because I like Rose and Dem. I like, location and like the team people. And I was like, okay. And obviously you guys like have been big supporters of Azuki and Sansa and everything. So for me, I was like, I want to get in on this. This is actually something. I look at it like this. Whatever I do, I'm gonna pump my own bags, meaning I make content that pump my own bags, right? And so I haven't had that for a while. I've had a lot of communities I've been part of that I don't want to pump, and I had all these assets for them, but I'm like, I'll shift those, roll it into Azuki, and then pump my bags. And then I was like, wait, why is the community turning on itself? This is weird. This is not what I thought. I still like the team. I still like the art. I like the assets. I like all the things. I don't like the community sentiment of we're the best. You can't be like us. You can't look like us. We wanted to make more money instead of the money that we were given. The money that we were given isn't enough. We wanted more. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
fuck?
just super,
weird.
super. It's just weird, and you know, I don't know. Just from like being in this space long enough, I've never really seen the ability for the community to come together in the way that they have. And even so much as like literally Zagabond and the team has hopped on calls with like OG team members and like talked to them and like wanted to gather sentiment. Like, what fucking team do you know does that? Like, you don't hear Jeff Bezos going on calls and having lunches with their team or their community. Like,
Seriously.
yeah, you may have a lot of assets in the fucking thing in Azuki, but like, if you sell, somebody else is just gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that the world works. So
Even on the last project I was like integral in, we minted out, we did all the stuff. It got to the point where I asked one of the co-founders a question, and one of the other co-founders said, "You can't ask that person questions. That's inappropriate." I was like, "Whoa, wow!"
That's
I didn't
crazy.
realize that you
But
guys.
that's like
were
how
gods
real
of men.
business goes. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
it
Like,
was so
I've
weird.
been an employee at jobs, and I can't even ask my manager some of the
Mhm.
some of the questions. And like, I've also been a manager at places, and in contracts, my employees couldn't ask me certain things. So it's like, this is breaking so many boundaries that it's like, again, when you look at the larger picture, Dem does not have to be here answering nobody's fucking questions. Rose damn straight doesn't need to be here. The girl's in the middle of unpacking her house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real
they don't need to be here. And you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they're actually taking off today on a holiday. You know what I'm saying? So just to know that they're willing to do this, regardless of whether they're getting paid or not, I think they would get paid whether they were at the front lines or not. As long
Yeah.
as they're doing their job, it's fine. So I don't know. I get the sentiments and I understand questions, and I'm all about perspective and stuff, but it's just like, again, give the team and Azuki an opportunity to prove what they're going to
100%.
do with that money and what they're going to do with elementals and everything else, right? You know, if a year and two down the line goes and then they've executed nothing and they're trying to drop something else,
Yeah.
then there's another conversation. But time, dude. Business needs time to grow, especially in an ecosystem where there's no. We are providing the blueprint on how other companies and stuff come into this space. Thanks, Athena.
Hey, no, I appreciate that. And I also I feel like while I do understand, I'm not confused about why people are upset. Like I say, I don't get it. Not I don't get it like it doesn't like work in my brain where like, oh wait, people that are making money want to make more money. I don't understand. I get that. It's agreeing with like burning your own house down that I don't get. I'm kind of like, why would you like, the whole like cut your hand off to whatever? I don't know. Like, why would you hurt yourself? That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
But
It really doesn't.
I am excited though to see there's like a completely new avenue for all of this to grow. And they already explored what it looked like to say, okay, let's not disrupt the original artwork. Let's do a different, completely separate thing. We know what that looks like. It looks like beans. We know that. That's not like a new concept to try out or flirt with. So this new version is like, why would you not want to expand into what you know everybody loves, which is the original?
Exactly.
And
that's
do
the
that.
thing
And that's
too.
what they
Like,
did.
and that's the thing too. Like, they had the OG Azukis and they airdrop the beans, right? And they've allowed the beans community to really marinate within the Azuki ecosystem, right? So now they've opened the doors to allow other people and more people to enter into something that I would say is one of the strongest communities, right? I think it even has something to do with those emotions, because a lot of the things that happen are very similar to like high school. Like you said, the cool kid table, right? Like, no, this is all mine. This is me. This is us. Well, it's like, okay, well, share a little bit of that love with the community, with the space, And I think even some people feel that type of way, feel a little butthurt that now they have to share the
Yep.
Azuki light. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, grow the hell up, please. Like, it's really not that serious. And I would hope that I would want to encourage other people to experience what, if I was an OG Azuki member, what I've experienced from this point on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to open that door for other people to have a home, to feel, to have some sort of belonging when the space is just filled with so much toxicity. And a lot of people just don't think of that. You know?
Yeah, and from a brand perspective too, why would a brand ever tell the masses, you guys can't ever get to the level? If you want to mess with us, you're way outclassed. We're way above your class. You can't get here. A brand wouldn't say that, because then you don't have the advocates. They will say a Birkin. You don't see like people talking about Birkin bags and making commercials, because they're not trying to reach the masses, because their message is you can't get here.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
They don't have
luxury attire. Actually, I think like Louis Vuitton, they will actually burn their clothes. They won't like give them away. They won't like throw them away. They will full blown like throw them away, because they're trying to only like adhere to a certain demographic, right? So, but we're not trying to be that way. There's got to be a balance to allow luxury and community involving some of the masses to come together and merge. And I understand, right? Like, people say, well, that's impossible to execute. And there are only a few companies or projects in the world that are capable of accomplishing this. Well, why can't Azuki do that? Like, give Azuki the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah, Apple. Apple's doing it. They're killing it.
Yeah.
You know, they are absolutely crushing it. Like,
yeah,
they're not saying you can't be us. They're just saying, like, we do things differently. We have our own ecosystem, and it's dope, and you should be part of it, and you should buy in, and you don't have to spend $2,000 on the phone. You could spend a couple $100 on the phone and still get
and
the dope
you
thing.
still have those people who still buy a new phone with only one tweak of the camera every freaking November and spend the $2,000. And yeah, you have your people that are annoyed, but do you think Apple gives a shit? Their iPhones are sold out worldwide before they even touch the shelves. Like, dude, I try to go to AT&T to get the newest 14 Pro when it dropped. That shit wasn't available for 4 months. Like,
yeah, I think that's the move for Azuki, is to be Apple, not to be, not to be Louis Vuitton, not to be, Ferrari, where you have to have a certain Ferrari if you want to buy the new Ferrari. You have to have like multiple different Ferraris if you want to have the newest one, just to be allowed to buy. That's not what this shit needs to be.
Well, not even just that. What is that? Like a Rolls Royce? Like Rolls Royce, you don't even see a dealership or anything for the most part, right? You have to be invited to like private jet like event sales. Like when they come out and release the newest jets. I was reading this and watching this. It was like, you have to be invited to one of those types of like events, like conventions, and that's where they have them sold. It's like, it's not even in any type of mall or display. Like, no, you have to literally be invited, and that's when you have the opportunity to see the newest like Rolls Royce and stuff. Like Lamborghini doesn't even have something like that. So it's just kind of like, I think Azuki's approach in wanting to involve more people in the ecosystem, I think, is beautiful. I think there are people that are emotionally pissed off about that, because they are used to just having me, myself, and I want everything, me. And it's just such a poor attitude. And I just don't think that the space has room for people like that. There will always be people like that in any business.
For sure.
And there will be businesses that will always like
cater to that.
Those people. But
100%.
I don't think that is Azuki's heart. I don't think that's their vision. I don't think that is where they lie. But again, time will only tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can only wait and see how things continue to unravel from here on forward. So
I feel like we just had a little powwow like we would have had at
we definitely
an actual
did.
event, because there was noise in the background, and we still just had the quick little discussion.
We did.
Little segue, and we're gonna like jump back into the conversation.
I know.
I want to trip them out when I unmic, and then you talk shit to Sansa for kicking him off the stage.
Do it.
Let's dive back into the Twitter space for people watching the live stream. That's how we could do it. That's why live streams are better. So here we go. We're reintegrating into the party.
and the fact that Steamboy and a team of 4 artists had to work on this and really nail it down. I think, the answer to the other question is like, is this the right timing? I don't want to take away responsibility, or like, I don't want to say that like, I don't want to take away responsibility for decision making from the team, but there hasn't been a good time to look for an expansion since the bear market really started in August, and so I don't think that sort of was as much part of our calculation as just trying to look at how long people have been looking forward to the next Azuki event, how confident we were in the quality of the art, how much we thought that we could like bring the whole community together, what sort of moment, and could we create a surprise and delight moment, and could we reward OG collectors that have been part of the collection for a long time and part of the community for a long time. I think all those things came into sort of our mind a lot when thinking about this, and to a certain extent, we were and we are aware of like sort of the market conditions and the market sentiment that there is out there and how much liquidity there is out there. But on the other end, it's one of those things that's like really difficult to truly calculate. You're like, well, I'm going to airdrop one of these elementals to each one of my holders. That's a liquidity event that allows them to, either keep collecting the art or take that elemental and give it to someone else at a moment where it seems like there's high demand for the Chiru Lab style and the Chiru Lab sort of art, the Azuki art. But at the same time, you look at the way that people were and still are putting everything into loans and leveraging everything and then double leveraging and then doing all of these like really complex financial operations with what used to just be like JPEGs wrapped around a token. And it's an unpredictable brew, So our understanding was that we would get some buying action from the core community, some buying action from the beans, but that we would actually go to Dutch auction because we were looking at a market that was very dry in terms of liquidity. And so we would go to the Dutch auction, the price would decrease, and Azuki holders and beans holders would get a discount on this collection, but it would eventually sell out during the Dutch auction. It's, in hindsight, it's very easy to be like, well, you got that completely fucking wrong, because we got that completely fucking wrong. I mean, that's just the numbers and the facts. It's just so easy to sit here now and see it. When you looked at the numbers a week ago, 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, and you looked at the liquidity that there was in the space, we did structure the sale in a way that it would go public, go down in the Dutch auction, and and get everybody in at a lower entry point, because the assumption was that people were going to be a little bit more aware of what liquidity they had and what their risk stops were. And, we just saw a lot of people that were really, really heavily overinvested. So the timing, I think it's a perfect timing in a way. I mean, there's a lot of people coming into the community right now, and we're very excited to welcome all the elementals. But at the same time, there's a lot of these decisions that are made, with imperfect data. And then, you get to sit back and see how the decision went, and in hindsight say, hey, they should have done something completely different. But I'm confident in our decision-making process and how we arrived at this. And I'm confident that we're going to keep making good decisions just based on how we think through things, because we really think through things. Like, that's one thing that's very important to say. Like, we walk through all these scenarios, and then you walk through all the scenarios, and then you try to be like, how likely is this scenario to happen? And that's where it's a little bit difficult, because you're like, well, it's 10% likely or it's 5% likely. Those numbers are not sort of based on any empirical evidence. It's just your intuition and your gut. And we trust our intuition and our gut going forward, and we're convinced that we can keep making really good decisions. And, we've also have to learn some things from this and apologize for the mistakes in communication and keep moving forward.
No, I appreciate that answer. And again, it's like, well, especially when it's such a new market and just, I guess, structure, everything's kind of an experiment. So it's rare that it's going to be perfect. But I think the timing definitely makes sense. And also, one could argue that it was the absolute best timing, because if you have strong conviction in something, what's a better time to get involved during a bear market, So I think just there's expansion, everyone here truly cares about the growth of this space. So definitely good timing on rewarding those type of people. And then just real quick, and I'll wrap up because I know there's a ton of hands. Just like in regards to
please.
yeah, no worries. I learned from the best. So in regards to FUD, like I'm sure there's people out there who are just using the opportunity to FUD, honestly, just to keep trying to drive the price down so they could enter like the ecosystem. Like it's just one of those things where people are going to try to be like opportunists. Like I was personally okay with Azuki going to like, 0.75 ETH, and then I would, cop like 10 or 40 Azukis, but that didn't happen. So whatever. But no, Dem, I appreciate it. And you can definitely tell that you guys have a methodical approach behind the scenes, and you definitely like logic board and like flow out scenarios. So it definitely doesn't go unnoticed.
Zimmy, Nick is asking to get hired at your Mick establishment. He needs a job. Also has a Mick Bean hat as well.
Look at me.
Oh wow.
Look at
Yeah. I mean, if he wants to be like one of the like head cooks there, definitely tell him to send him my resume, and then I'll be taking around 20 of Dem's community spots to go over that resume and see if we can hire him.
Yeah, that was about 50 words too long. I don't know why I let that keep going. Anyway, look, let's throw it over to Chris. Chris got something to say. He's waving at me both on live stream and on the emoji react, which is a talent. Chris, what you got?
I didn't really want to say anything. I just want to wave at you, and I wanted Z to chime in here. You tried to take away her power. Her voice is still here. It's we had a full ass conversation without you while you guys were talking, and it was fantastic. It was like I was hanging out with her at an Azuki event, but we stepped to the side and we had a nice little chat, and it was wonderful. So, Z, what do you think about what's going on without your PFP on the stage here?
It's like PFP on the stage. I mean, I definitely like kind of what we were discussing a little bit earlier was that, and I've said this a few times before, is that aside from everything, is that us as humans, we tend to just highlight or just kind of zone into all of the negative and the bad things that are kind of happening, right? So specifically with Azuki. But we just need to do a better job of kind of taking a few steps back and really paying attention to the broad spectrum of what the team has executed so far. I mean, I've always seen Azuki as a brand, as a company, and they are allowed to make mistakes. The space can be so unforgiving at times, and it just, I understand money is at play, and that's with every single business in and out of the space. So when you have an opportunity just to kind of say, you know what, let's look at the bigger picture. I think this was like, there was like a Rolodex of all of the things that the community has executed so well and flawlessly. And it was just kind of spitfired. I wish there was like a clip of it. Dem, I think you were just like, we need a clip of this now. And it was just really awesome to see. And also another thing that I kind of wanted to mention as well is that the team did such a good job at allowing the Beans community specifically to just marinate so well, that allowing the doors to be open to more people to really experience what Azuki has truly curated. Such a beautiful community, just a place of belonging for the space. It's just like, I'm hoping that people really just take a true grasp and really are able to kind of hone into what Azuki has produced and allowed people to become overall and long term. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of other takes, and I won't take up too much of your time, Den, Sansa, Shotgun, as usual. So yeah, and then you know what, Sansa, I love you, but fuck you.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Yeah, I zoomed out for all of that, but it's fine. Anyway, I hope someone got some value out of Ziana, whatever she said. I love you too. I think she said I love
Listen,
you.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I have to break in. You cannot come at my girl like that this hard this early in the morning, okay? You cannot do that.
I was just trying to make room. I mean, wait, hold on. Yeah, Tiana, you can come back up on stage if you want. I wasn't trying to come at you. I literally had like 3 requests, and I was trying to make room.
I was inviting her, dude, and she didn't speak up. Like she tried to engage upon that drama.
Yeah, no, look, it's just more drama.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm back up on stage.
Okay,
So
all right.
here we go.
Okay. I'm happy for you.
I do have one more thing though. Gary V had a message for you. It is the 4th of July. I wanted to lighten things up a little bit, and so Gary has a special message. It's actually poetry. It's from a movie you might recognize. It's about America. Here's Gary. I just want you to hear this real quick. Here we go.
Sansa, I want to tell you something, and I really mean this. America, America, America. Fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day. Yeah, America, fuck yeah. Freedom is the only way. Yeah, terrorists, your game is through. Because now you have to answer to America. Fuck yeah. So lick my butt and suck on my balls. America, fuck yeah. What you gonna do when we come for you now? It's the dream that we all share. It's the hope for tomorrow.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Well, wow.
Okay, I have a question though. Does most people in this space, do they actually know that movie or just us old folks? Because I feel like that came out I feel like I was a freshman in college sneaking alcohol.
Yeah, that
into
was
the movie
ages
theater to
ago.
see that one. Yeah.
Okay, well, this has been great. I kind of just want to rug this place completely now, but no, in all seriousness, I know Dem has a tight time restriction and he does have to be out. Dem, do you have time for Mungo? Real quick.
Always have time for Mungo. Come on.
I mean, he's a pudgy penguin. You got to put some respect on that name.
Nah, you got Shiv up there as well. Love Shiv, love the pudgy.
No. Shiv is fine. You can say.
Yo, Moses, Sansa, stop monologuing and get to fucking Mongo, bro. I need to talk to them. Hurry up.
Go ahead, Mongo.
What's up, guys? Hey, what's up? Dem, what are you wearing right this moment?
I am wearing a yellow t-shirt from a taco shop in Miami and some Champion shorts and my Mischief super normal dunks. That's the outfit. That's the fit.
Damn, drip or drown.
Definitely drown. Look, I've been working nonstop for 24 days. I don't look good. Let me just give you that.
I'm sure you look fine, man.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been great. I was waiting for Dem to be like, I'm wearing a brown bathrobe and no socks and nothing on my head, and I have a little bit of an angry face. I was really
Listen. If there are any questions that I haven't answered, I'm gonna be on Discord all day. My DMs are open, and I'm hosting 24 one-on-one calls on my office hours this week. So there's a lot of ways to get in touch with me. Sansa and Shotgun, thank you for having the space up here so that I can talk to people, so that we can answer questions. We can, tell the truth, keep growing, encourage each other, and also just say it like it is. I love you guys' spaces. I'm looking forward to keep hosting here and co-hosting here every Tuesday, and we'll have more garden spaces. And I really want to hear more about those espresso shot news, Sansa. So next time we talk one-on-one, you got to tell me what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally going to talk to you in about 5 hours from now, so I guess we can talk a little bit then. But yeah, much love, man.
And thanks, Chris, for producing. Thanks, Kuro, for coming through. Wadza, Tiana, everyone. Thanks for the questions in the end. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, Dem. Appreciate you. We're still going to be continuing on the space for about another 15, 20 minutes for anyone who still wants to discuss everything that's been said so far. Don't be shy. Come on up to speak. Hold on a second. Let me Rose, quick question. Rose, are you sticking around?
Yeah, I can hang.
All right, hold on. Let me just get you up here since you can't find that HDMI cable. Might as well give you co-host privilege. A little bit of co-host privilege there.
Yeah. Right. Listen. I ordered a new one. You know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is I just placed the order, and the second that the Amazon person hands me the envelope, I'm gonna turn around and the fucking cable is gonna be right behind me on a chair somewhere. I know. As soon as I hit the buy button, I knew I immediately rugged myself. But like, I don't know what else to do at this point.
You should have asked for it for your birthday.
Yeah,
That's true.
Well, you should have asked for it for your birthday. I guess you can ask tomorrow. Rose. Today we're already past the deadline, but tomorrow, maybe it's kind of like Amazon delivery. But anyway, look, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'll be honest. There was a little fight in the comments, in the comment section here. I got a little deeper into it than I intended to, so I had to end.
Yeah, bro. I don't even know why you went for like this type of comments. Like,
Yeah.
screw
Well,
it.
so here's my logical way of thinking, and then anyone else can feel free to chime in if you want. Here's my way of thinking, right? A lot of people will say, like, why are you platforming someone? Why are you engaging with someone? I like
That's my whole point.
I like to show the line of thinking that they go through, right? Like whether I'm quote unquote losing, quote unquote winning, doesn't really matter. But like I like to show the line of thinking a little bit and leave it up to other people to judge that. So if you see someone's line of thinking, you're like, well, that's a little irrational, then we all know that person's irrational. Therefore, they are already discrediting themselves. They are already showing how flawed their way of thinking is, yada, 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 right? That's what I usually like to do. But there are some people who doesn't matter what you tell them, they will not budge at all. And up until today, actually, another historical moment. Up until today, I have not blocked anyone that's not a bot. I blocked my first human. I blocked my first human today. So shout out to, I'm not even going to say the name. Just shout out to the person that I blocked. So anyway, that being said.
Don't even say the name. Don't even do it.
I'm not. It's just one of those things that like, you just get a little annoyed that it's just like, why are people like this? Why can't we have respect and boundaries without being so toxic? You can still get the same outcome that you're thinking in a much more productive way. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I don't want to get too deep too fast here. That's what she said. No, that's not. Anyway, look, let's throw it over to Shiv. Shiv, you've been waiting for a fucking minute. What's good?
Bro, you drove Dem off, bro. The whole reason I came to the stage was to talk to Dem. And you monologued so much.
It's not like we're in three separate team shots or anything, but that's fine. It's fine. I get it.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, first of all, I was spamming emojis down because I was like, I was going to show some love and whatnot. But everyone ran around all the points I was going to make. And I'm like, damn, what do I say now? But I just wanted to spread some positivity because I know last week was pretty hectic. I had some, private conversations as, one should, instead of, just spewing emotions on the timeline, which is not productive at all.
Right.
So, coming back into this week, very refreshing, right? Seeing some productive work. People are having a great time, healthy discussions overall. We love to see it. And I kind of wanted to share like a nice story. And I was really thinking, who was like the funniest person I probably met in Vegas, right? And it was probably location. And you might be wondering why? Because I didn't know how he looked like. And I was just walking around Hakkasan, right? Because I was just in complete awe of how it looked like. And I saw in front of me, someone had a jacket that said techno and chill or something like that. And I was like, there's no other bozo that would wear this jacket besides location.
That's funny.
So I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, hey, it's Shiv. And he's like, oh, you've been around? Even though I just noticed it for like 2 seconds. That, oh, he's been following around Hakkasan. I was like, maybe not. And I was just, saying how great the event was, how much time and effort it probably went into it. And he's like, yeah, dude, thank you. I didn't do shit, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. And he just walked off into the distance. And the next thing you know, I'm on the balcony looking in, and he's just on his table getting lit after the announcement. And I was like, what a man. Zero singular fucks given. He's just living life.
Hey, Shiv. What happened at the Techno Garden when you finally made it over to the after party? Did you say that?
So the Techno Garden, right? Me and Organic, we downed 2 monsters because we were on the verge of knocking out. We went to Techno Garden just to see location leave the moment we get there. This guy's leaving his own after party. I can't imagine anyone else leaving their own after party but location. So he was leaving his own after party.
Then, bro, I apologize.
I
All my
left that
fault.
party with him. We were all so tired.
You left me. I was wondering where you went. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like 7 drinks deep because everyone keeps giving me their
Well,
vouchers.
I wanted to say bye to everyone, but Keith was like dragging on the ground and Location was like running 15 feet ahead of us. And I was like, if we don't leave now, he's going to leave our asses. Like, he was our ride. You know what I mean? Like he had a car. So we were like, let's be
Wait,
careful.
Sansa, you're telling
What
me
I
you were
get is the
conscious
techno
after
garden.
Sunny like slapped you? Let's just touch on this.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That's literally what I've been thinking about.
Yeah. You know, it's funny to me that people see that as news. Like people slap each other every day. I don't understand just because this was caught on footage. Now,
the way you growled after.
So okay, let me explain that
Grizzly
just
bear.
very, very fucking quickly, real quick, before anyone starts making assumptions. I'm cutting that real deep. Sonny said, first of all, we're drunk. It's 4 a.m. And Sonny said, can I just slap you real quick? Now, when you say that way, I'm assuming a light slap. And for some reason, you want that on footage. I'm thinking, maybe it's like a bing bong thing she wants to throw in the edit or something. Whatever. So she starts it. I prepared for it, not in the way of how I wasn't prepared for the amount of effort she was going to exert. And then she slapped me, and I'm like, wow, that was way harder than I expected. How do I respond to this besides just being like, ow? Because I really don't want to say ow. So how do I do this? I growled back. So there you go. That is just a defense mechanism as far as I'm concerned. I'm showing.
Sansa, I pinned it up at the top of the Gigatron.
Of course you did.
Not seen the video. Like,
of course you
we
did.
need to pump this up. Like,
we don't. I mean, we don't, but I'm okay with people seeing it. I'm just not going to go out of my. I retweeted it. I'm not going to go out of my way to retweet it again. You know.
Will you please send me the link because I haven't seen this and I feel like
Rose,
it's at the jumbotron. It takes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's
a little dark. You don't need to turn the sound down. You can just watch.
Turn the sound all the way up. You hear Sunny just like talk it back. You hear Sansa go. Rawr.
Okay, let's okay. You know what? Let's just throw it down to Juan. Juan, you've been waiting for a fucking minute. I apologize. How are you today? What's going on? Guan D.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me up here. I didn't really want to say much. I just wanted to appreciate the work that all of you've been putting in. Even when Dem was up here, I've seen so many of you keeping the chat alive, keeping the community sane. I think right after the elementals mint, a lot of people stayed up for for people in Asia, we stayed up the entire night. And then I saw them awake that 2 hours after the mint, and then I came back on the chat and I saw the chat, and this motherfucker was active the entire fucking 24 hours. I don't know how you guys do it, right? All of you, big ups to all of you.
Espresso.
I'm drinking some Monster to try to stay up today, but I don't know how you guys deal with the hate, because when I saw that negativity, I had to go out and touch the grass. But anyways, thanks for keeping the vibes up. Appreciate it, and I'm not gonna take too much more time.
Nah, man, I appreciate you. And honestly, we just, for people that have been here, we just want to give the same welcome to everyone that we got instead of all this fudge. I hate the fact that elemental holders are getting all this to them. Really any garden holder, whether you bought an OG, Zuki, elemental, or beans, you're all kind of coming into this weird mixed sentiment. And I just fucking hate that in the sense of that I don't hate the FUD. To me, that breeds critical discussion, which is good for us in the long term. But for the welcoming part of it, that's just not the vibe that I want you all to have. So we really tried to make it a point that you guys feel so welcome. You literally feel like you really are in the garden, and you feel like you really are in the community that is still here despite what everyone else is saying, right? I've been saying this every other space. I have never tweeted so much. Welcome to the garden, Kuzo!
You know, like all those type of vibes. Like at one point, my hands were.
But you don't need to say the ikuzo because you always say it wrong, bro. Like you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
You know, shotgun. I'm immediately fine.
I'm trying to save you, bro. You keep doing the wrong things.
No. I gave Sansa some shit earlier, so I'm gonna defend him for a second. It's okay that he says it wrong because at least he's trying, and also he's not saying IKZ out loud.
Thank you, Rose.
Listen.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to help him. This man.
Oh, that's so weird. He got voted. I didn't know why that happened. That's rough.
Oh, it never
anyway,
gets old.
look, let's throw it out. Guan, you came off mute. What you got?
Hey, I just wanted to add real quick, real quick. Like, I joined 3 weeks ago, and I saw the welcome that I got. Like, instantly with my beans was added into like multiple side chats and whatnot. And then I saw like in the past 2 weeks, a lot of these holders that they weren't feeling the same. It just hurts because I know how warm the welcome is. Like I started out with 0 followers, and within a week, like Beans helped me get up, to a couple of like few hundred followers. So it's just sad, but I'm glad that like people like you and so many others are just fucking spamming Ikuzo.
Exactly. There you go. See, my man gets it. All right, look. Let's throw it down to some of the hands that have been up. Trying to remember who. I think it was Moisey that was next. Moisey, what's good?
Yo, GM, that was a great present for 4th of July to see Sansa getting smacked. Shout out to
yeah, we lost. Shout out to Ziana. We lost 10 listeners from that mention of the video. So we're great. But anyway, keep going.
But it made me smile. So there is that. But me personally, I wouldn't take that, Sansa. Just want to know like what went through your head. What were the vibes? How's the energy? Did the alcohol help numb the pain? Can you?
Bro,
yeah.
it was 4 a.m. and I was 7 drinks deep, and I just took a shot right after that tape. There was no thoughts being had.
Of course, slap my face.
No, that's not at all how that went.
That was Brazilian Mickey Mouse.
Sansa, the way alcohol works is it lowers your inhibitions. And it really just exposes your inner desires. So, that is something you might want to explore with a counselor.
Yeah, no, my wife does it with me all the time. It's nothing new. So anyway, I also showed her the video, and she looked at me and goes, "Did she slap you harder than you realize? And that's why you did that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, you really know me." So shout out to my wife who did not even question why that video exists, and shout out to her. That's why we've been together for over a decade, and why none of you will ever understand what a healthy marriage is, besides maybe Rose. So shout out to all the healthy marriage people out there. But go ahead, Moisey.
Can we get a video of your wife slapping you for the timeline?
No, absolutely not. That's for privacy. That's something we keep behind closed doors.
Man.
Hey
yo.
Anyway. Man, this got deep way too fast. Let's throw it over to Dusky. Dusky, you've been waiting for a minute. What's good?
Hey. I've been wondering about that Asuki Elemental thing. It's kind of, how all the collections that have done like extra collections go down afterwards. But then these guys have like, more of a proven record. But if I buy an Elemental, I feel like I'm going to be looked at like a pleb. So it's going to be like pleb Suki.
So
and I don't know if I'm going to be part of pleb Suki. And then if I ever go to an event, to meet y'all and shit, and then be part of the pleb Suki gang. We can kind of make it dope, but I see you trying, to welcome people and all that. Maybe it just matters if the people you want to hang out with are real and shit, and not the others, because there's going to be always rotten apples, but I've been thinking about that. Shiv gave me. Oh, I was going to say Shiv is trying to take me to the Penguin Gang, which is kind of tempting too. I saw the whole ritual, but Suki's is like probably more down my lane. All the homies are there. I don't know. What do you think about Pleb Suki?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Fucking Pleb Suki, this fucking guy, man. You really just look, Dusky. This is something that I feel like Azuki did really, really well during the last round of the FUD, right? Really more so the first round of the FUD. They really, you know, went through the trenches and they stuck together to the point where they not only created a community, but they created sub communities that are just as strong as the whole community, right? It's not like these sub communities are like, okay, you can't hang with us, you're not cool, right? It's just like, for example, we're about to start a garden, what we call garden daycare sub community, where it's like parents who have kids, and we have that group chat going, and like it's a really cool group chat because it's literally every single one of us are parents, every single one of us have, you know, kids. We get to complain to each other, and we know exactly who the other is complaining about, right? And so, but that's just one example of a sub community. Elementals, it's up to them, whoever they are, or I mean, I could technically start one too because I am also an elemental. But I think it more so means more coming from someone who is going to rep an elemental PFP hardcore, no matter what, etc. So like for example, A's Rice Riddler is a Beans, and he has said multiple times, I don't care if I have a Azuki, an Elemental, or anything else, I will always rep Beans. I will always have a Beans PFP. And we need someone who wants to do that with an Elemental PFP, who wants to start that kind of community or sub-community more so, because at the end of the day, we are all still one garden, right? And I know that sounds a little cliche, but I don't think you have to worry about anyone challenging you on like, oh, are you an Azuki or Elemental? Because if anyone has that attitude, I can promise you, they're not really here with the community. So I think I can confidently say that at the end of the day. But real quick, Rose, you got your hand up. You shot it up immediately. I'm throwing it over to you, and then Shotgun can take it.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't mean to front run the rest of the hands, but I feel like this is really important for me to say, Dusky. Number one, I want to say that I hear your concern, but I just want to encourage you that we don't look at our community members in that way. When we're, you know, interacting with each other as a family, we love everybody from Bobu all the way up to Uzuki. We've got an entire page on our website that is dedicated to all the sub communities that Sansa's talking about, and none of them are gated based on which Cheer Labs NFT you own. It's, hey, what community do you want to be a part of? What speaks to you? So Sansa, first of all, I fucking love the idea of a parents chat for you guys, and you better submit that shit the second that you have it built out, because I want to put that on the website.
We even have a logo too, Rose. We got a logo.
Yeah, good. Because there's 5 of you I can think of off the top of my head that need to be in there immediately. First of all, so I love that. But also, you know, Dusky, there are local groups that are there. So like if you live in a certain country, there are groups that exist for that. There, you know, in the US, there are a couple of like city-based ones, like New York. There's like activity-based ones where a bunch of nerds get together and play Civ 6 with PBA and they don't talk to each other. It's like a whole thing. There are trait-based ones, especially with elementals. I'm getting a lot of requests to add elemental domain groups. There's a fire chat that the fire domain elementals have started, so that's going to go up. I believe that there's a lightning one currently. So there's like different subsets of groups that you can join, and it doesn't matter if you're beans, and there are beans only groups as well. So it doesn't matter if you're Beans, Bobu, or Azuki, as long as you like vibe with whatever people are doing in the garden. So I understand where you're coming from, but I don't put yourself down, because nobody within the community actually looks at a Beans or an elemental and thinks, oh, you're lesser than me. We're all one family, and we all love and support each other. Ziana's not even in the fucking ecosystem, and I always forget that she's not a holder. Like, we love her just like she is a holder. And, you know, we have several friends like that are, you know, pudgies that aren't in the ecosystem that we love. So
this is bullshit. Ziana, get a Beans. Right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But what I'm saying is don't immediately segregate yourself and put yourself on a lower social tier just because you have an elemental. You know, we want to welcome those people. And it is a bummer. I think somebody was saying earlier that some of the elementals this week didn't get the same welcome that people got the week prior, and I think that that's just because everybody was, you know, so focused on the hot takes and the drama, and the algorithm didn't do them any favors, but we're going through and we're trying to find those people that kind of got lost in the fray and giving them that warm welcome that they deserve and getting them plugged in where they need to get plugged in. So, Dusky, if before you get an elemental or after, if you want to DM me personally, I will help you get plugged into the groups that you need to get plugged into so that you can start enjoying the garden right away.
Yeah, and also,
Thank you.
Yeah, and if for some reason Rose doesn't DM back, I'm not great at answering DMs either, but I will make it a priority to look for you, Dusky. I promise. But also, first of all, there is an elemental up here on stage right now, and it is a beautiful one. I have to add, lychee, which I still don't know if I'm saying that right. With that fucking water crown is amazing. I mean, look at that thing. Lychee. I know. Sorry, Shotgun. I know that you. Well, hold on. I can't go to you because I skip over bees. It's a whole political, diplomatic issue. Give me. Let me pause here. Shotgun, go ahead.
Bro, like if you just pass to people, like I feel like we wouldn't have a single hand anymore. But anyway, yeah, just double like I would say reassuring you. Ziana got a fake Zuki PFP, and she out here being a pillar of the community, throwing events and all that. So shout out to Ziana. But nah, for real though, I mean like 3 groups that are like exclusively for beans, and these guys are proud. So like if you're thinking that a floor price or like whatever entry to the community is going to determine how people treat you, you're just like mistaken, because I feel like every single factor in like section of the garden, if you want to call it like that, like they are super proud to be whatever they are, and that goes for myself as well. Like I want to embrace the beans. If you're a new bean, feel free to reach out. I can like plug you in the group chat so you can start like chiming into the community even more. And that's where we stand. Like you're in the garden, you're one of us. Doesn't matter if you're a bean, OG, Zuki, an elemental, whatever that may be. So yeah, just wanted to make it that very clear.
If I get beans, will you embrace my beans? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Especially if it's got a coffee cup, bro.
The fact that second didn't get me to say
You can even swap your name, bro. Like your name is Chris D. We make it Chris Beans, bro. It's got a ring to it.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Good times.
I'm dying right now. This is great. All right, Lychee, let's go over to you real quick. Lychee, how are you doing?
I am doing amazing. Good afternoon, everyone. Dusky, I had to hop on stage when you said that. Very valid points. But here's the thing: I joined Azuki like I want to say like almost for sure a week, maybe head into 2 weeks now. But like, I'm not even counting time, right? Like, I joined in, I minted Elemental Bean just to get the experience because I never minted anything before. And I've never felt so welcome, regardless of the tier I was at. Now, here's the thing: I'm a very big art enthusiast. I buy art like literally just for fun, right? I'm not trying to invest or make a big flip or anything. But like, I also bought an Azuki, right? And I'm not even repping it. Like, I'm not even telling or actively like saying, hey, everyone, I have an Azuki. And it's a special Azuki too, right? On my Discord profile, when I'm in the server, I'm actually using a bean that I bought because, again, I'm very like specific about art, which is why I'm repping my Elemental. She looks amazing, really resonates with me. Has like the golden socket, has the like water crown. I like water elements, right? And here's the thing: no one has like discriminated against me. If anything, everyone's been very welcoming. They've been very supportive. Throwing off like a side example for like real life, right? I work for Tesla. Regardless of the models that you have, we all treat our owners the same, right? I have a Model 3. My family has a Model X, right? I've never once been like, oh my gosh, you have a Model 3. You're lesser than us, right? No one's ever said that, even in real life. In a community like this, where everyone's so supportive of each other, I'd actually be very surprised if it was like a D-bag was like, hey, like you don't have an Azuki, you're not one of us. Like, I haven't seen that yet. Again, I'm super new, but if you
see that, point that MFer out to me and I'm going to kick his ass, okay?
Yeah. Like the question becomes too, is like, is that person actually an Azuki, right? Like why are you doing that? Just to take like Azuki, like all this stuff away. You go into a random community, or you just doing, it's like you're doing anything, right? Like if anyone treats you like that, I don't think they're legit to begin with. So, Dusky, like whichever, I would say pick in the family of Azuki, pick whatever resonates the most with you and rep it. Like literally it's your identity, right? So whichever one you say like, hey, I really like this art, go with that and you won't regret it.
There you go, Dusky. How are you feeling now?
Bullish. Hold on. It's also a lot of love. So I was afraid of getting into like this whole, because I have a lot of Asuki that I follow, right? So I don't want to get in like this whole echo chamber, but at the same time, I am seeing a lot of what you're saying, which makes it harder to like argue against it. So from what I'm seeing and from what you're telling me, it all adds up. So I was trying to see if there was some holes that could be picked, and then go from there. See if there's, maybe I'm just seeing a lot of the same posts just from different people. But I'm learning a lot, especially between the sub communities, and just like you can pick your own. Basically pick your own wherever you fit in or you like the most. But I think if I happen to go to NFT NYC next year or something, repping that Asuki might be the wave. But just learning, just listening. Appreciate the love, appreciate the info, definitely. And I might hit Rose up,
Hold on. Just one thing. A lot of people might rep in Azuki, Elemental, or Beans, PFP. But, and this goes for any project, not everyone is a great communicator. And that's a really big point that I want to hit on. Just because, even me, I have a mic and I've been doing spaces for 9 months. Even me, I'm not really that credible. I've just been putting in a lot of practice. But like, I think more people need to assume that everyone is not a good communicator and take anything that's said with a little bit of a grain of salt. There's a lot of context that might get left out. There's, their own perspective that may not be technically right on what's given and whatnot. There are obviously people like, let's say, Hunt Club Hero. This man can spit up detail at the drop of a dime as if he is the fucking founder himself. Like, it's incredible. So, like, he's a great communicator. I like literally, if he's on spaces with me, I don't care if he's co-host, speaker, if he's fucking listener, I'm gonna be like, Hunt, get up here, answer this question, because I know you can answer it better than I can or even hope to. And so that's a really big point. Echo chambers, to me, are people who have an inability to be objective and an inability to communicate well enough without their own bias in mind. So I will just say that goes for every project, but obviously right now, I just needed to put that out there. Ziana, go ahead.
I just kind of wanted to chime in on what Dusky had kind of brought up. If you want like kind of proof of the way that the community has just really welcomed everyone. And then just look at how Beans has evolved to be what they are today, right? So if you're struggling to kind of believe it or take everyone's word for it, that's okay. Similar to what Sansa said, take everything for a grain of salt. But the proof is really in the pudding, right? The community does a really great job outside, and I'm not taking anything away from the team. So Rose, I love you. Don't take any offense to this, but the community themselves understands what Azuki is. No, but the community has a very good grasp about what Azuki is, right? And they are just incredibly welcoming, and you can see that just with the whole Beans community alone. So I couldn't see the core community of Azuki not welcoming the elementals and really doing their best to try and say, hey, like you're now the baby of the community, right? Let's prune you, let's marinate you in what's been built up to this point. Again, it's the Beans is speaking for themselves, right? So just also kind of use track record just from that. And again, the community itself can just answer so many different questions and really be there for you on the front lines aside from the team themselves. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there as well.
There you go. I can't believe Rose stood up for Ziana like that. And Ziana just like, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, like, under the bus. I'm just kidding. Don't, Ziana holding a sandwich. Like,
Don't
she's gonna
try to
vote.
turn her against me and vice versa. It's not going to work.
I know. I'm just kidding. Ziana is seen as an Azuki holder because she ran a fucking great event at Vegas. So everyone's looking past the, I'm not even gonna say.
You can call her a holder, bro. She did have an event, so she holding something.
She did. I literally have the skateboard in my background here, like literally right there. Anyway, look, Shiba King, you've been extremely patient. You've been the one with your hand up the longest. I apologize. How you doing, brother? What's going on? Shiba King, you've been playing Tango with me. Come on, mute, bottom left. Shiba King, don't do me dirty, dude.
I got him.
Shiba!
I apologize for maybe rugged.
No, you're good. You're back. Never mind. I don't know where you are.
Wait. I think it's gonna work now. Hold up.
He's still on mute on my screen. This is why his hand's still up. He's still on mute. This is why I'm super confused. Does anyone else have this issue?
Yeah.
This is why I have closed captioning on, because you don't know what's said and what not. Anyway. All right, look, Shiba, we're going to come back to you. Let's throw it over to Mongo. Mongo, what's good?
Hey, Sansa. Last time you called on me, I had to ask them a question. I didn't have one because my question was actually for you. And then I was wondering, are you going to get one of those banana toys when they drop?
Are you chilling? Can you hear?
Yeah, can you hear?
First of all, I can hear you, Mungo, but Shiba, I can hear you, but Mungo is asking a question. Hold on, give me a second. Mungo, short answer, no, because I never do well on these drops. I don't consider myself, one of these people capable of going up against thousands and thousands of people for a limited edition. I didn't even try for the shark drop, and it's a good thing I didn't, because everyone was like, I didn't get one. Sold out in seconds. Why did I go Mickey Mouse? I don't know. Let's just roll with it. But anyway, I would love to, but I know I'm not gonna be able to.
Dude, what's the saying? You like miss every shot you don't take, or something like that, man. You gotta try.
Well, Mongo, if you go on stream, you'll see that I literally have a whole box of Pudgy Penguins and then 3 little boxes behind that. I'm good, bro. I got like.
He's over leverage on Pudgy toys.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, man. I've had to leave. I had to bring it down to my office because my daughter keeps wanting to play with them and cries that I'm not opening them.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
like,
the worst.
Yeah, I'm like, look, this is for you, but it's not for you. Like this is for you, but this is like in my will for you, not like, like I'm gonna open this and let you play with it and drool all over.
He's just opening toys and blaming it on his daughter. That's all.
Sure. Let's go with that. Explanation. Look, let's throw it over to Kuro. Well, hold on, Kuro. Hold on. Shiba, are you alive?
Is this thing working?
Hello? It is working. Go ahead, my man. What you got?
I'm driving up 87 north the interstate in New York. So yes, there's no service in the mountain.
Oh, that's the worst. That is just the worst.
I'm trying to network and like go somewhere too, like touch grass or go see like a friend that's home for a few days. So I was looking at elementals. I was actually looking at beans the other week, and then things went down, and I'm like, okay, now I'm looking at elementals because of the price I was looking at for the beans, and I was looking to get one, and I'm like, who do I know? And I'm like, wait a minute, Sansa, like let me just go to one of his spaces this week. So I was listening, and I definitely want to get one. I'm gonna probably end up getting a bean also because it's like such a good price to enter both those parts of the ecosystem. I'm happy that there's like not a lot of that matcha, like where Azuki's, we run the shit. Like I haven't seen that, and I've been watching and been around these spaces for a while for the past few months. And just to get an entry into like the ecosystem right now, I think a lot of people are valuing. Even as me, as somebody who's been like building for the last 7 months, really just accumulating ETH and not really spending it, and like saving it for like this opportunity, I think it's like a good time to do it. And the people that were able to get like a basic at like 5 or 6 ETH, I think that's amazing because we would never think months ago that we'd see prices like this. So as much as people go in and out of a lot of these projects, I think you're gonna see a lot more people jump on board the ecosystem that these Zookies offer. And I'm excited to be one of those people probably later today once I get to this person's house and can buy things without dying in a car. But yeah, it's good to see everybody here. What up, Shot? Hello, Rose. It's nice to meet you. Everybody else, Kiro, how you guys doing? Good afternoon.
Yo, I fucking love that. Let's fucking go. That is my fellow New Jerseyan out there, fucking hustling and ready to build. Let's go. Let's fucking go. You can suck it, shotgun. Anyway, let's throw it over to Kuro and then Ashley. Go ahead, Kuro.
Beans. Beans. Hey, beans. Like beans. I pop beans. Like Percocets. Sex is cool, but you never took some profits yet. I counted more money once I started talking less. Started doing more, 2 doors, 2 but always advice to perform. I can do it all. They try to turn me down, I told them turn me up some more. Please step up. I don't play around, you better check the score. Just on the record for the record, he not regular. Never spoken regular, and that is not a metaphor. That's some rare shit that you ain't never gonna find in the store. Hey, if you broke, what the fuck you gonna tell me for? This is not my cup, I'm paid for a line.
This is my menace to and my commitment to unite the Azuki and artifact communities, to create a revolution by any means.
Never forget it. Every fucking day forever until I get my Garden SBs. I am so dedicated to getting these shoes. You have no idea. The harassment that's going on in these founders' DMs. Oh my God. One day we're going to be sitting at a skate park. I'm going to have those shoes on and I'm going to skate them. And everyone's going to look in fear as I fall. And I scrape up my shoes. And then they realize I got 2 more pair at home. That's all.
Kuro's my favorite person. Meeting him in person was so much more majestic than talking to him on FaceTime, talking to him on Spaces. I mean, goddamn, this man, his hugs, just crazy. And you know what? He is right what he said earlier. He looks and smells better than he looks on the internet. It's fucking hilarious that he even said that earlier. But real quick, Ashley, let's throw it over to you.
GM, happy July 4th, everybody. I heard y'all were talking about Azuki. Despite all the fun and despite all the weird art stuff, I don't know, like, I always have faith, like, it's going to rise to the top, I don't know. I feel like I didn't sell my beans because I kind of had a feeling it would come back up. Now it's like way a little more down than I was expecting, but I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if y'all remember, I can't remember if it was like 6 months ago, there was a time where all NFTs and ETH was like crazy down. ETH was like 700. Everything was just like super fucked. And right after, like a week or 2 later, it came back like with a vengeance. It was like crazy gains for a lot of people. So whenever you're in the face of FUD, people forget to be greedy when others are fearful. That's like the #1 rule of crypto and NFTs. So just remember, like, fuck the FUD, we ball.
Let's fucking go! We ball. I love it. No, that's one of the reasons why I got a second Azuki and a 4th Beans, because I was like, we ball, fuck it. And now I'm down, and now I can't get any commissions done because I'm broke. But it's okay. It's okay. If anyone wants to donate to sansa.eth with absolutely no promises made, that's a full disclaimer, by the way, solely for the purpose of getting commissions done. That is all those funds will be used for. So sansa.eth, S-A-N as in Nancy, Z as in zebra, A.eth. Thank you very much. But anyway, yeah, so just putting that out there. Let's throw it over down to M-Lo. M-Lo, what's good?
What's up? So I was originally thinking about getting an elemental, but after the FUD, I honestly think I might get a regular Azuki. And the reason being that, like, I've always wanted to have an Azuki. It just has been out of reach for a while. And now, honestly, I see this as a huge buying opportunity because, like, thank God I have the funds now, and, like, it makes sense for me. And I think that, like, it's time to join the garden. But, like, I think for a lot of people, they lost a little bit of faith in the team. And I think that, like, when high expectations are there, which like Azuki is very good at building suspense and building expectations. That's the reason that we had such a big price drop. So I'm wondering like how you think Azuki can like gain back some of that respect and like what they need to do in order to get back to where they were and build back even stronger.
Emlo, I love it. I love it. I love that you feel that way, especially with the buy being done. I think it's something that a lot of people don't realize is there. I know that not everyone may have that liquidity, but like if you do and you're kind of hesitating, you think it might dip lower or not. I would implore you to kind of look at this in a different way. Whether you're a flipper, trader, or someone that's looking for a brand to build on, if it's a personal brand thing, doesn't really matter what price you get it for, especially if you're going to be utilizing it day in and day out, right? And I think that that's something a lot of people aren't like having it ring for them. If you're a trader, it's a completely different story, right? Get a couple floors, flip one on the way up, hold one to see what happens, all that deal. If you care about what your PFP is, yada yada. If you could go Lychee's route where he's like, I care more about the art and I'm repping the art, even though I have, which by the way, he's not joking. He really does have a pretty sick Azuki that if he repped it, like that would be like a crazy Azuki to rep. But like,
who are you talking about?
What happened?
I said, who were you referring to?
Lychee. He's up here on stage. Lychee, show yourself.
Hello. Hi.
What's up?
Yeah, that person. So and so that speaks a little bit to what the purpose that you're personally looking to use it for, right? Which I think this is a pretty good segue over to Lychee. Lychee, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. I know you had your hand raised. If you want to like maybe touch on that a little bit, go ahead.
Actually, I was just gonna raise my hand to let everyone know that before I go, wants to help pick my Starbucks order because I'm craving some sugar. But yeah, I really like my special. Like, I'm just a fan of art. Like the elemental, the crown. I mean, here, better way to explain it. If this was in an Azuki, I would buy her right away. This hopefully she's not like 50 ETH or something because that's out of my budget. But with that said, yeah, I'm a big player on the art and I would like to hold an Azuki just for like, the perks and the benefits. Personally, they're cool, they're great, but at the end of the day, it's just purely art for me.
I love it.
Starbucks?
Yeah.
So
I'm answer my question.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
Well, either Sansa or Lychee. I mean, the question was, how does Azuki gain back that trust and get back to stronger than where they were before all this FUD?
Yeah. So I'll take that real quick. But before I do, Lychee, I'm a big fan of chocolate cream, cold brew, venti, 2 pumps, not 3. Just to bring down this. Shut the. I'm just kidding. Anyway, no.
Only
because
coffee that's good is black coffee. I'm just gonna say.
I personally. Okay. Both of you need to shut the fuck up. Remember what the context was. Like she said, I'm craving something sweet. Okay, so that's the caffeine with the sweetness. Chocolate cream, venti, 2 pumps, not 3. That's all you need. If you want to be woken up,
that's what
nitro cold brew will hit so good and smooth. That's my favorite. But if I'm feeling sweet, that's where I go on the chocolate cream route. But yeah,
for the sweets,
you're all the sweetness we can stand. So I'm not having it. Black coffee.
Okay. All right. Stop making me blush. Stop it. All right, Emlo, answering your question, and Rose, feel free to chime in if you want as well as Shotgun. But the way I'm looking at this right now is this is the kind of thing that needs time, right? We can't get all the like for example, we went from one inflated expectation to the next. The first one was, what's going to happen at Vegas? What's going to happen at Vegas? Are we getting a token airdrop? Are we going to get 3 more beans airdropped or whatever the fuck? It was just a ton of inflated expectations for no reason other than Azuki has to deliver. There's no other way that this can happen, right? We almost kind of shot ourselves in the foot before we even started walking. But anyway, from that to the next inflated expectation, which was this AMA that's happening post-mint better have all the answers. And it's like, that's unrealistic. This AMA is literally 4 days after the mint. Like, they had a whole roadmap, and they still do for beans. They still have a roadmap for elementals. They still have a roadmap for Suzuki, yada, yada, yada. But every project, every business, whatever you want to call it, in this space, needs to maintain a level of transparency while also maintaining a level of mystery. Without the mystery, we've seen it happen. And this might be a bad example, but I'm gonna say it. Cool Cast. Mystery was kind of gone. Floor price reflected it. The community sentiment reflected it. There wasn't as much excitement because the milk token didn't hit as well as the community had expected it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why, to me, I knew that all the answers couldn't be given right away, because then you lose that little bit of mystery. And so, but point being is, the inflated expectation was expecting that all the answers were going to happen at the AMA. And I knew immediately that it wasn't. I was in every group chat saying like, hey, just so you know, we're going to get the first steps that they're going to take after today. We're not going to get the whole fucking thing, because otherwise we're kind of defeating the purpose of keeping that excitement and keeping that going. So in my opinion, Azuki gains back the trust by being transparent from here on out, in the sense of any questions needing to be answered. They're going to be in spaces answering it. They're going to be in Discord answering it. They're going to have stages maybe bi-weekly or monthly answering any questions that might be, while maintaining their level of mystery that they want to maintain in order to keep the surprises going for the community, right? And I know not everyone cares for surprises. I know some people would rather know than not know, but the reality is collectively we're more happy. Excuse me, I don't know why my voice is cracked. We're more happy to be receiving those surprises, right? A lot of people were happy to realize for that elemental airdrop. A lot of people outside the community were happy that they were able to pick up an elemental, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So to TLDR here on my part, MLO, it's just outlining the steps as we go, rather than, okay, we're gonna build dope shit only. That's it, right? So that's where I'm at. Before I give it back to you, MLO, Rose, Shotgun, any add-on or any of your personal take you want to add here?
Rose can take it first. I'll just add up later.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I swear to God, this is not a cop-out, but I walked away when the question was asked. So can you please repeat? Please repeat the question?
Damn it, Rose! You had one job. No,
listen.
First, it's the HDMI cable. Now, is this question? God damn it!
I mean, your answer sounded very accurate.
That's the problem, son. That you took so long on your answer.
Yeah. I think from your answer, I gathered what the context of the question was, but would you please repeat the question so I'm actually answering the correct question?
Go ahead, MLO. I don't want to paraphrase it the wrong way.
Yeah, so I guess the question is basically, how does Azuki, the team, kind of build back better and kind of gain back some of the trust that has been lost, obviously reflected in the floor price dumping 50%? Because I definitely stand by the team, and I think that they will do right by their community. I'm just wondering, what are the steps to get there?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that Dem touched on this a little bit earlier, so I don't want to override what it is that he said. And I know this is a recording spaces, but I'll give you the too long didn't read answer to this question. Is that, first of all, our roadmap hasn't changed at all, but it's very much what Sansa said, is that we're trying to balance transparency at this point with also keeping. If you reveal the entire thing and pull back the curtain the whole way, then you just lose the fun and the momentum. But we do recognize that maybe this time around we didn't do things quite the right way, and so we are chatting with community members, core community members. I know Dan talked earlier about how with the collector's status, sorry, for some reason my brain was like, what is it called again? The collector status. We are chatting with some people to get their feedback ahead of time on how that's going to work, because no matter how we do it, there's always going to be somebody who's upset. You can't please 100%
Hey,
of
how
the
you doing?
people all the time. And the collector status is designed to reward a certain type of behavior, but we also want to make sure we're doing it correctly. So we are meeting with core community
How's that?
members, people who have been with us a long time, people
Okay,
who
yeah,
maybe are
sorry,
larger
I'm literally
holders, people who are
live
newer
streaming on
holders, things
something
like that,
else.
to try and get a good balance for what that product should look like, which is not something that we've necessarily done in the past. So, there's going to be some operational changes in that regard. I don't think it's going to be like as drastic as some people are assuming now, because like I said, we don't want to pull back the whole curtain. We don't want to just like be like, here's every single bullet point for every single meeting that we're having for every single day for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Because otherwise then that just gets boring. It's not fun, and that takes away the reason that a lot of people are in the garden. But we do want it to be more communicative and a little bit more transparent going forward, to the point where we can still keep the core community happy, and avoid making the same mistakes that we made this time around, but also still keep, some of the fun and mystery. I hope that answers your question. But like I said, Dem answered this like way more in detail earlier in the space. So I would recommend going back to listen to what he had to say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Emlo. But Shotgun, I want to give you a chance real quick before we throw it over to Moishi, which will be the last question of the space before we close it out. Because again, I can't believe we're running this much over 2 days in a row. This is crazy.
In my defense, that's why I walked away for a second, because I thought we've been going on for so long that there weren't going to be any more serious questions. So that's my bad, Emlo. I didn't expect. It.
Yeah, no,
real. So
yeah, Rose, you would have loved yesterday. We went Shotgun. How far did we go? We went
we've been going for like 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that.
But yesterday we went for like 3 hours, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
We're going like off the rails.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Just go on a monologue again.
No, please, for the love of God, please. I have my own limit on fucking monologues. So, Shaka, go ahead, and then we're gonna throw it over to Moishi.
Nah, dude. First of all, I was gonna mention what Dem said earlier, but Rose already did that. So I just wanted to say that I don't think there's a lot that Azuki should change. In my opinion, and that's just my point of view as a Little Beans, but I think that it's a little bit more of consolidating, like being clear with the community. And from what I've heard from both Zaga and Dem and Location, like they have noticed this already. So it's just like a little bit more of like mingling community feedback before putting products out. So what I feel is that when they put out the elementals, it was a lot of mystery. Like people had no fucking clue what's coming out. And, the expectations were way too inflated. So in my opinion, if they can like balance it out with a little bit of like quote unquote building in public with the mystery that they have already been doing in an excellent manner, they should be fine. But that's just how I feel.
There you go. So let's throw it over to Moishi. Going to be the last question to space. We'll start some closing remarks. Just a reminder that tomorrow we have our Wednesday spaces. Usually it is our Polygon spaces, but Big Neil has had to cancel last minute, so we're gonna cancel the Polygon space altogether, just out of respect, and we'll be back with Polygon next week. In the meantime, I am trying to adjust tomorrow's spaces accordingly. I'm gonna try to update you all by tonight, almost ASAP, or hopefully in the next like few hours. And then you guys can set your reminders. But either way, you can set your reminders now. It is up there on the pinned tweet on my page. So go ahead.
I just put it on the Jumbotron so it makes it easier for you guys.
Yeah, that also works. So just go up to the top here and less clicks. Moishi, what you got?
Hey, Sansa. Big update just came out. I don't know if it's relevant to you necessarily. Do you use TweetDeck ever?
Me? No, absolutely not.
Okay. Are you familiar with it? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I am. I hate it.
So TweetDeck just got a massive like refresh across the UI. At the same time, they subtly mentioned that in the next 30 days, you're going to be verified in order to use it. So they just put it behind the paywall. It's been free for like 15 years, and now it no longer is.
I saw
Well,
that.
you-
I saw that in a article this morning.
Wait. Hold on. So if you were, because I already have it, I just haven't logged in, but like, I'm sure I'm logged in somewhere just to like, like I could, whatever. So I still have to pay even if I already have been using it? Is that what you're saying, Morshi?
In 30 days, you have to be verified to use it. I mean, you got blue checks, you're fine. But it means that for everyone who's been using it who doesn't have a blue check, it's now paywalled.
Got it. Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I tried to use TweetDeck once, but that was before I really got serious about this content creating stuff and all that. So maybe it's time to give it another try again. I don't know.
I mean, it's a valid tool. Like if you're for let's say your Espresso Shot account, right? Like it's a way that you could have multiple people monitor DMs and be able to tweet and post from there. The one thing that I'm excited for is they're refreshing the composer on there, which was like notoriously bad. I only use TweetDeck for the decks because you could have like a whole bunch of decks, right? And it was really cool. You get to you could have like so many different things to keep track of. So it's pretty cool. They have some really cool features on the new one. So just something that people might want to check out.
All right, dope. Well, thank you for the update, Moishi. I appreciate you. In 30 days, you'll have to pay for it. You will have to pay for it. So thanks for that warning. That's another fucking thing we'll have to pay for. That's real fun. Yeah. Meanwhile, I just charged up the Espresso Shop profile with Twitter Blue yesterday, and I forgot to change the profile picture before I did that because I thought I could change it right after. You can't. So now we're just gonna leave the profile picture. We're just gonna come up with all the changes we want to do all at once and make sure everything we do is likable. And then we'll have to fuck. I'm the idiot. I went through like 10 rounds of a Special Shot logo, got so excited about it, immediately paid for Twitter Blue, and now here we are. It's like, oh, all right. Well, anyway, now if we want to use TweetDeck, we got to pay for that too. Anyway, Kuro.
And then you have the company badge and you're going to pay even more.
Yeah.
Hansa, you have a gold check yet?
I don't got that kind of money, Morshi.
I want to get affiliated to the Espresso Shop.
No, not happening. Just do your overtime.
I think he's gonna pay $1,000 a month to give you a check, bro.
No, an additional $50 just for me.
Yeah. So okay. Hold on. So I really like the affiliate badge perks. I really do because I think I still have it. I don't know. I think I'm not sure if it's still there, but Hoppers gave me one for a little bit, and I was able to do any changes I want without losing my check mark. Which is really dope. So if I want to change my name, I want to change my PFP, I want to change anything at all, I can do it without losing the check mark, which I think is a pretty cool perk. I wish it didn't have to be behind a $1,000 a month fucking paywall, but it is. So we're gonna we're gonna figure out a way around that in terms of raising the funds a little bit more. And
I'm gonna throw this in here. Insider news, well, actually kind of public data, Elon is reducing the price for smaller organizations with smaller headcount to be determined on date.
Okay. Do we have it? Oh, to be determined on date. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it is a work in progress. He is aware that, you're not Apple, right? You don't have like thousands of people on headcount. There's no reason why you should be charging $1,000 for someone. I think they're really more structuring the pricing model. So they're not here, to jip your pockets, right? There is a legitimate reason to why Twitter Blue subscriptions and everything is going to be very relevant, especially heading into like 2024. That's when we'll see like a big wave of AI, and we'll come to appreciate. I mean, you already see it right now with the spam bots and everything. I highly recommend anyone who's getting a bunch of like comments. I noticed it since I got in here and like into like the crypto space. If anyone is like spam commenting onto your tweets and stuff, literally just filter your notifications by verified phone number and email. And then literally that's all you need to do. You never see them again because you don't have those two verified. So you can't see tweets from people who don't have verified emails and phone numbers, which I don't miss.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't be talking to me if you don't have an email address.
Those MFers are shaking right now. Whoever's listening to this space, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get filtered out."
I don't acknowledge you guys. But yeah, heading to Starbucks right now. Amazing spaces, everyone. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Nah, Lechi, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who comes through. Whether you're here every day, Monday through Friday, or whether you're here for some spaces here and there. I have some people who just refuse to come to our Solana spaces, but that's okay. We got a whole nother audience for that. We appreciate those people that come through for that. Just a quick rundown very quickly for the next 3 days. We got tomorrow, which is usually a Polygon shot, but getting adjusted. Thursday, our Solana shot. We got Easy stopping by. If you're like, who's Easy? You're living in under a fucking rock. He's the founder of Bodogos, and he's just been a fucking just top tier content creator for the last year plus. Love his alpha, just love him in general. Great personality. He says he's going to be able to stop by, I think around 12 o'clock on Thursday for the Salon Shot. So, but Dup is also going to be there guest co-hosting, which he does every Thursday as well. And then Friday, we got NFT God coming back. We're going to dive in a little bit more on 1% Club. We'll still talk a little bit about Zuki Elementals if anyone wants to, but I don't want to exhaust the news a little bit. There's other things going on that I want to make sure everyone talks about and get to know. At the end of the day, you can only talk about one thing for so long. We're also going to be bringing in...
Unless you're Sansa, then you can monologue for fucking hours.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll just go fuck myself. Anyway, no, we're just going to go into some IRL news as well a little bit, because I'll be honest, I think a lot of us are living in such a fucking small echo chamber in all of Web3 in general. Like, no one really realized that Spotify is growing their video content platform, and that's probably somewhere where we're going to be heading towards, along with Chris, my producer, and whatnot. So I know he's just shaking right now because like they never go over. They're fucking 1 hour over. This is crazy. But Sunny, the woman who slapped me live on video, throwing it over to you at the last hand. What's up, girl? How we doing?
No, so I actually came because the little birdie, aka my Twitty notifications, were popping off while I was in a call, and I'm like, why are they popping off on this legendary video that is so under fucking played on crypto Twitter? And I was like, oh, the espresso shot's definitely going on right now. So I zoomed in here, and best believe I saw it. Ziana, she's the culprit. So I'd love to know, Ziana, what were you saying about me? What were you saying?
Oh, she's coming in hot.
Woo-wee! Oh no, all good things. All good things. We were discussing the night of Hakkasan and then the Techno Garden Party. Sansa mentioned something about being able to remember, he was trying to find where Rose was because she was leaving, because Shiv was talking about location leaving as soon as they got there. And I was like, wait, hold on, Sansa. You mean to tell me you remember trying to look for Rose after being smacked? And like people were just absolutely baffled with this idea of Sansa being hit. And I was like, wait, hold on. No one has seen this epic video. And then Rose is like, send me the link. I'm like, Rose, it's on the Gigatron, baby. Go ahead and hit that tweet. So, I mean, it was all good things from you, honey. Sansa was just explaining it.
I'm just totally fucking around with you. I was hopped in here because I'm like, dude, my noties are popping off. This video, I don't know why this video isn't viral, but actually I know why. I know. Sansa, what the fuck are you doing over there? You're definitely suppressing it somehow. Telling everybody.
I'm doing literally. I'm doing literally. Excuse you. I'm literally doing the opposite. I showed it to my wife, and I was like, "Look, she's married. Don't worry. You don't gotta worry about anything like that." Like she asked me if she could slap me. I expected a lighter slap. It was way harder than we both expected, and here we are. And she was like, yeah, that kind of sounds like it. That sounds about right. And I was like, yeah, so there we go. So she laughed a little bit. I'm not going to lie, Sonny. So if anything, I'm promoting it for both of us.
Well, one more thing, you just lied a second ago because if everybody in this room just takes a look at the Jumbotron, you can clearly see a comment where he says it's 100% AI deepfake.
You know, I'm tapping into the sarcasm of Web3. You know, it's just, we all are just so sarcastic. I figure, you know what? Let me use that to its full extent today. You know, everyone knows we're being sarcastic, Stunny.
No, I love you guys.
He's trying to boost you, Sonny.
I just got a DM from Rose saying change your PFP immediately. We can't be associated with this. So that's a rough go. Rough go. 9 months of work. 9 months of work, all debunked by one slapping video. Wow.
Rose, just don't even worry.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna switch to my elemental.
I'm sorry, I've already blocked him. I don't know this man. If in case of FBI investigation, I don't know how I got here. I'm not associated with any of this.
Yeah, we're switching to elementals, even though it's the same team, same ecosystem. We're just switching to elementals. Maybe they'll be more forgiving over there. But I'm just kidding, bro. But just in case there's someone out there who doesn't understand satire, that was completely a joke. Rose, if anything, just DM'd me and said this was fucking hilarious. I wish she didn't, but I'm sure in her head she did that. But anyway, shout out to Sunny. It was great meeting you in Vegas. It was great meeting a lot of you in Vegas. We broke down a lot of barriers that I again, Thread Guy said this when we were at VCon. It's like, you know, it's like 10 minutes of talking IRL. It's like fucking 10 hours of spaces, which is hilarious to me because it's true. So yeah, shout out to you all. I love you guys. Kuro, you shot your hand back up. You are now officially, I'm calling it right now, the last hand. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. So I have a question. So when I reveal this like epic elemental, I have a trade lined up with iced coffee for a Spirit Azuki. Are people gonna bash me because I got a Spirit Azuki for what I reveal? Or am I good?
I think you're good. If anyone bashes you for getting a Spirit Azuki, it's only because they're jealous.
Fuck
I don't know if they're jealous, but I just don't think they want to deal with me at Spirit DAO. Is the vibe I'm getting. Because I got a lot of input for the next comic. Also, we need to make these shoes happen, so it's going to be a lot of harassment from me. Right, Saint? You know, little buddy. Yeah, you do, little buddy. You're so cute. But yeah, wait for that one. That's going to be top 10.
Wait, Kuro. This is you kind of low-key, unofficially announcing you are now going to be actively trying to get a Spirit Azuki?
Bro, I've been trying to actively... I'm the guy putting in the fucking 35 ETH bids, man. I just want someone to capitulate to me. You know? Like, if I had more active ETH, and I sent you a picture so you know what I'm building in the background here. That's why I've been... Yo, just wait for it, man. Beans will have his own healthy snacks. There's things coming. We have resources outside of fucking Web3. Saint, come here. So
I believe it.
I had to get my puppy because I don't like giving him a by himself.
Shout out to NBA Young Dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out NBA Young Dog. Say something, buddy.
Man, that pant. I really resonated with that panting, you know. Really resonated with that. All right. Speaking of Shotgun, go ahead and start us off with closing remarks. Rose will be the last one before I hand it out with the outro. Go ahead.
If you're here for the first time, this is the Espresso Shot. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, all the way to 1 p.m. If you don't know, now you know. I feel like today was an info-packed spaces. So if you haven't yet, make sure you drop a like, drop a retweet, drop comments, all that good stuff, just so Sansa doesn't have to go in another monologue because I'm freaking sick. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same vibes. You already know.
Love it. Still interviewing for a new co-host. Rose.
Me too.
Yeah, relax there, buddy. Rose, if you haven't walked, you're here. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you walked away. You know.
No. I heard you prepping me for the last comment, so I stayed in place.
Yeah, you never know. But go ahead. Any closing remarks, last comments you want to put out there for anyone?
Yeah, man. First of all, thank you for having myself and Dem earlier today and allowing us, mainly him, because he's the one with the speech ability. See how I'm stumbling? It's too early in the morning for me to answer questions like coherently. So thank you for having both of us and allowing him to take all of the questions that people have and letting us clarify things going forward. I think that really helps for people to be able to ask these questions and get their answers. And so people like you who provide the space for us to do that are greatly appreciated and highly valued. So thank you again. And to everybody else who is either joining the garden for the first time or getting to open their elementals and finding their forever elementals or finding their tribes within domains and finding their animals and building their little Azuki families. Welcome. We're excited to have you. We look forward to keep building alongside the community as we always have. And I can't wait to get my fucking HDMI cable so I can actually be on stream with you next week.
There you go. That Rose is definitely like the HDMI cable is definitely like right under the chair that she's sitting on right now. And she could have been
I'm
on
literally the whole time just scanning my desk over and over and over again, going like, I know I'm staring at it. I know it has to be sitting here and I'm staring at it. I'm just not seeing it. I feel like an insane person.
I feel like Rose just saw Sansa wearing a tank top and like all that thickness coming out of the tank top. So like, hell no, I don't want to be affiliated with this type of like, hell no.
You know, I can't say I blame anyone. Ziana was the only one brave enough to come on. Even Chris is like, I'm going out on a call. Fuck this. But no, in all seriousness, Rose, thank you. It started out initially like every Tuesday was just the day that Dem could do. And because we were trying to get like more guest co-hosts on, but in a way of like something that made sense. They were just as excited as we are to hop on. And, so we kind of lined those people up. Dem was one of them for every Tuesday, because obviously we got Whale on Thursday with the show. And I was really happy to find out that you were also able to come on as well, because that's just kind of like it's this wonderful duo, or, if one of you can't make it, the other can. It's just like, I love that you're going to start coming on stream with us. Whether that's every Tuesday, no expectations, just love that you're open to it, you're willing to come on. So I can't wait for you to come on next Tuesday. Hopefully that HDMI watch that HDMI cable shipment get lost.
No. Don't you speak that.
Knock on wood. I had to though. It would be funny. It would be funny. You have to admit. But now, shout out to everyone who stayed here for the entire space. I really do genuinely hope that you enjoyed this. If there's any feedback that you have, I know that a lot of you may not have feedback. You enjoy the show as is, whatever. I want you to be nitpicky. Just be nitpicky. There was one thing that you could have changed about the show. Let me know. I'm already a little hard on myself, and that's fine. I like to see that as a bonus because it allows me to be very upfront and transparent with the team. Let them know what we need to work on, what we could do better at. Like I could be saying a lot more. Shotgun could be saying a lot more. We could be working on those small little things to come off a little bit more clear, come off better to you guys. Make sure you guys get what we're getting across, the communication. I could be monologuing less, but I think a lot of people like it. So we don't need to get rid of the monologues. We keep the monologues. But anyway, guys, once again, I love you. I appreciate you. You could have gone to any spaces today. You came to this one. We wake up every day for you, and I hope that you genuinely enjoy it. We'll be back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. EST, with the same vibes, same shit. Let's get after it.
Yeah, that's it. Moonwalking the taxi, on top of the fraction. Hearing it, but I feel different. I'm big, tall, like a mastiff. Every line is a caption. Make it hit up for ad-libs. Said it all would happen, and it happened. Look, if I was a fish, then I would probably be a swordfish. I just keep on winning while I'm swimming with endorphins. I don't need a door, knock that thing right off the door. Rapper is so big, the Uber driver need coordinates. Series of events that led to this was not unfortunate. Only 5'7", but my money's not proportionate.
Woo! Guys, have a great fucking day. Let's get after it. Touch some grass, touch some ass. With consent. I love you all. Let's get after it.